everybody. Welcome to episode 51 of the Intermission Podcast, the show where two film students discuss classic, iconic, and obscure films from times gone by. We're your hosts, Oscar W. Fitchett.
You're odd, mate.
Flying in from
It's
the
me.
black hole.
I'm still here.
So am I. We're both here. Imagine if just one episode, it was like, hello, this is me, Oscar. And
Yeah,
it's only
oh my
Oscar.
God.
So
That'd be so sad. Or if it was just like one of us and some guy.
oh, like
It's
we
me,
got
it's
just
me
another
Oscar,
person in.
and me, Pete. It's just some fucking dude.
Someone that I've never like.
No, it's not even like it's like one of our friends has replaced me for an episode. It's just some random bloke. Terrifying. I don't like that.
My mum, not necessarily that exact, not that exact scenario, but like there's like the odd times of when we've had to postpone because our schedules haven't matched, so we've just had to like postpone a week. And my mum's just went, "Why don't you get like someone else just to join?" I was like, "Because that's not like the point. It's not me featuring my guest. It's not
thank
like
you.
It's not like I'm the Conan and you're the Andy. It's like we're both we're
both Conan, all right.
We're both Jesus.
We're both Conan. Kate.
Was there ever like a? That was my mum. I said, not Kate.
No, I know, but it's on the similar kind of vibe of Kate calling it your podcast. It's our podcast. All right.
Well, the thing was like you're the funny one, and I'm the brains of the operation.
And that's fine. You know, it works.
We could have that dynamic, but
yeah. But fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, so as usual, if you're a YouTube listener as well, watcher, I need to put. You know what? Before like we get to the trilogy, which isn't next week, it's the week after. Yeah. I should like catch up on actually uploading these episodes on Spotify and all that. Because I just haven't for like weeks. So
unbelievable.
Well, you know, is what it is. But for the YouTube peeps, as usual, it's a dynamic of Robbie either has a joke background, I have a serious background. However, I thought I would be funny as well right now.
Oh my God, are you going to put a joke background on?
Get ready for this.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
you see this, and
yeah,
now,
that looks like the movie that we're talking about. Oh my God.
And they say that
that's good. I like that.
So you know.
Oh, that's very good.
I'm doing that because if anyone's going to reference this song,
it's going to be you.
It's me, and it's not because it was the Spider-Man theme.
Flip.
But you know, and I'm not going to get a chance to talk about to reference this any other time.
Probably ever. Yeah, I think this is probably it. This is your chance.
Unless we do the Spider-Man trilogy. Unless that happens.
I'm not opposed to it.
Unless that happens.
It only includes my favorite film of all time. So, you know, I'm not opposed.
We'll see how long we get. We'll see how long we can make this whole show with this whole intermission gag last.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. But yeah. So, yeah. How have you been, Robbie?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah. Vibing.
Yeah.
I'm just been at work, doing work stuff. You know, stuff that I shouldn't discuss on the podcast.
Then we won't.
What else have I been doing? I went out for some drinks the other day. I don't know who with. Can't remember who that was with. Oh, my plan.
I thought you meant you know like how we just made the joke about like Robbie can't.
Oh, like I bumped
it's
into
Oscar.
someone.
You don't know who you went on drinks with.
No, I can't remember. It was definitely someone. But my
plan. Robbie had a Fight Club situation. Yeah, it was definitely someone.
It was definitely someone. It was my friend. Jesus. So, what did I do? Oh yeah, my plan worked. You know the whole. Sit elusively in a corner and wait for someone to come talk to me. It fucking happened.
Oh shit! Like what? Recently?
Yeah, this week.
Fucking hell! Okay, I
Dude,
want to know about this.
I was sat on my own reading the
Sudoku book.
A Matt Haig book called Humans, which is good.
Matt Haig again? Oh, okay,
it's just an author.
Right.
I don't know. Pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. Lots of like nudity and it's quite funny, so I enjoy that. But I was reading that, and someone came over to me and was like, this girl came over and was like, Matt Haig book. I was like, yeah, man. She's like, have you read any of his other stuff? I was like, no. She was like, oh, do you mind if I sit here? I was like, yeah. She's like, I just saw that you was on your own, so I thought I'd go. I was like, this is exactly what I fucking wanted to happen.
You know
this
what?
is exactly what I planned to happen since January. And it's finally paid off.
Took 6 months.
She was very drunk.
Okay.
And a bit grating. But, you know.
So you didn't necessarily make a mate.
No, I didn't make a mate, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. It's like halfway there. I met somebody. They were a bit annoying. You know, give and take. Swings and roundabouts. Do you know what I mean? There's like, it was a bit of a catch-22 situation. You know, I've been waiting to finally meet someone. I meet someone. I'm going, I'd rather have been left alone, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I get here. You know.
It's like you're doing this to see if you can try and build like a friendship circle within Leeds.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're almost there. You got talking to a person, but just a person that you're not going to.
Yeah, but she was lovely. You know, she meant well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was just. I don't know if she was just annoying because she was a bit drunk. I also went to see my friend's band. Shout out to Will.
Yeah.
Went to see his band called Luma. Last week. That was nice. It's good to see him. Lots of artsy people talking about their craft, which was fun. So, you know, it felt a bit like being at uni again.
I was going to say you're an art student, an art grad.
But I'm not very artsy. You know, I'm not a very artsy guy for an art.
You're a film grad. It's a very different type. It's a very
different thing. But I met some really cool people. There was a dude called Omar. He was a nice guy. He said he was going to listen to the podcast. I don't know if he has done. If he's listening now, all right, mate. Good to meet you. Good guy. Seems like a nice guy. I don't really remember. I was pretty drunk. And the band
you were the annoying grating one.
I was the annoying grating one.
What a twist on a formula. Have you listened to the podcast?
Listen to me podcast.
Do you remember that?
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember that one time where I had to, like, move you away from getting really angry at someone outside mixtape?
That sounds like... sounds like a lot of evenings. This could be anything.
It was the time. I think it might be the first time we went to mixtape, and we were just outside, and we all had quite a bit of drink, but I think you had more to drink than me at this point, which is not usually. I mean, that's like, it makes it sound like I'm the worst one, but you know what I mean. But, But like, you went up to this bloke in a suit, and you were just like, "Oh, what are you wearing a suit for?" No, I think it was like you heard they graduated. And then you just, I heard you graduated, just want to say congratulations. And I can't remember if there was anything that was else said, but I think he did. He'd then go like, "What makes you think you could talk to me?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "You know what? Fuck you." And I went, "Robbie, let's just move out the way for a bit." And then you were just like, "Who the fuck does he think he is?" I know, Robbie, don't worry about it. Just leave it. Just leave it.
I do remember that. I remember the guy being like, "What makes you think you can talk to me?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck you then."
Just try to be nice. It is.
I was straight up said to him. I was like, I remember saying to his face, "It's been like, oh, fuck you then, man. I'm just trying to be nice."
I remember being slightly behind you and seeing it happen. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be kind. You know,
like,
there's not.
It wasn't a mean-spirited thing at all. It's just like
there's absolutely no need.
You were merrily walking up, again, trying to talk to someone.
Yep, that's been my experience of Earth. You just try and go up and make conversation with people, and everyone's just a bit of a knob. Nobody wants to know, man. It sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruin this.
Yeah. I'm gonna be going to Lewis's gig.
Sunday. Oh yeah. Lovely job, play.
I would say to people, get tickets. It's sold out, so you can't.
Oh yeah, fucking Jordan.
If you're there, then I'll see you there. I'll be filming their stuff and whatnot. It's in little buildings, and as Lewis said to me, it's a little building, and he went like,
"That's good."
So you might have to get on stage,
nice,
to just be filming stuff. And I went, "Will I be able to fit?" And And I can't say exactly what he did say to me, but he did make a certain comment that made me chuckle and go, "Oh yeah, so I will be able to fit at least then. At least I will be able to fit." I can't actually say what he said.
Oh, okay.
But it's a disparaging comment towards
a certain individual.
Yes. So there's that.
Very good.
Yeah, and then there's the North Wrestling Show, the big one at Walker Dome on Saturday as well. So that's gonna be a fun one. I think that there are still tickets to that. So if anyone is wanting to catch wrestling and see Scotty Tuati live in Gangrel and who else is there? Joey Janela is there.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah, so before we get to this week's film, Robbie.
Yeah, man.
Let's just get the little bits and bobs out the way with,
just the
as usual.
Caveats.
Yeah, all that stuff. The time codes in the description, so the chapter marks, to see when we'll be talking about the film and for how long and other points of the podcast. I'll be interested to see the ratio of topics of this podcast. Honestly, I'll be intrigued. Yes, and also I don't know. He said Twitter. We've never promoted Twitter on this show. I don't know why that was like a thing that I was about to say. Instagram or Letterboxd. And no, we're not on Threads either. Jesus Christ, that's not.
No, thank you. I'm okay. Honestly, I haven't experienced Twitter being.
I don't
that
even
bad.
have TikTok.
You don't have TikTok.
No, I don't have TikTok.
You old man.
Well, it's more so I don't want another social media to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kyle went to me when, like, Oscar, you give off the impression you just don't have TikTok. I mean, why do I give that impression off Kyle? I went, I don't know, old. To which I was like, well, first of all, be original. Second of all, it's just shit Vine, innit? And Vine was already shit.
No, mate. Vine was excellent for a start. And TikTok is Vine, but better, dare I say.
Okay.
It's great.
But in terms of the Instagrams where you can find us and all that, you can see that you know, either our own individual Instagrams or the Intermission Instagram. That's where you'll find updates for all stuff Intermission and whatnot. And and also my letterbox is there, so you can see what I've been logging. Still not loads. I haven't been logging loads. I'm going to try to get through all the Mission Impossibles within the next few days because I still haven't seen Dead Reckoning Part 1. So I want to binge them. Obviously, I've seen them, but I want to watch them before Dead Reckoning Part 1. And I also want to get through the Insidious films because I still haven't seen Insidious: The Red Door.
So Jesus!
That's another one I need to watch.
Oh dear God!
I haven't heard it. I haven't been hearing anything from it or anything of it. So I'm just like going into it the blindest I possibly can, and because I don't know anything about it. And yeah, and also last but not least, within this housekeeping stuff, mental health links as always in the description. Always are here to promote that cause within it all. So whether if you or someone that you love is in a rough place, there's links in the description below. Whether you're in the UK or international, you know, I try to keep the accommodating links within there for a worldwide audience. And as I would always like to say, they're not the solution to your problem, but they're the first step towards the solution. So there you go. Yeah. Anything you want to add before we?
Oh shit! It's no fuck. The caveats have never been kicked to me. Oh god!
Didn't have yet.
Oh god!
If not,
I've got nothing.
All right, but I want to ask this before we do get on the film.
Yeah, go on.
Is there a Tyler tale?
There is no Tyler tale this week. I'm afraid.
Fuck! Man's left us on such a cliffhanger.
I know. I'm just leaving you. I'm leaving you in suspense.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I've been working on it, and I don't want to deliver on that cliffhanger and it be a bit underwhelming. Do you know what I mean?
All right. So you can't have like a few fillers.
No, you want it to come back strong, but you can't do a filler.
No, but that's the whole point of like a mid-season. We then come back and be like, all right, then you know.
No, it's got to be peak after peak until the finale now.
So should we just so it's just basically going to be the trilogy. Is that when we should expect it? So not next week either, the week afterwards.
Yeah, I need to plot out the next 3, and we'll do it with the trilogy. Yeah,
okay, that's fine. That's fine. But before we get to that, we've got this film that we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And this film.
What's it called, man?
For this week, we are talking about the 2002 wuxia action drama Hero, the youngest film we've talked about so far on the podcast. The film is directed by Zhang Yimou, written by Zhang Yimou, Feng Li, and Bin Wang. And the film stars Jet Li, Tony Leung, Maggie Cheung, Ziyi Zhang, Chen Daoming, and Donnie Yen. The plot synopsis of the film, according to IMDb, is a defense officer, nameless, was summoned by the king of Qin regarding his success of terminating 3 warriors. Accolades the film holds as a 94% on the tomato meter and an audience score of 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. Holds a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb and 3.9 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. It was nominated for 1 Golden Globe for Best Foreign Language Film and nominated for 1 Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. So,
hell yeah.
My relationship with this film, this is not the first time I've seen this film. It's the first time in a little while I've seen this film, but by any means is this. I've seen this film I've seen this film multiple times. I first was aware of this film when I was first in university in 2013.
1927.
In 1927, yes, in 2013, when it was like during a contextual studies lecture thing, and they showed this like a clip of this. They showed the clip of the arrows flying through and Jet Li and Maggie Cheung fighting off all the arrows.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was back when contextual studies wasn't individual towards your modules. It was just contextual studies, and you had to do an essay about art history.
Jesus. Dear God.
So they showed this film in terms of relating to ancient China in that regard. So then I just remember seeing like that clip and being like, holy shit, that's quite a visually stunning clip, that is. I want to give that a go. And then I went through a period of time when I was watching like a load of like foreign language films. By 2014, I want to say it was 2014. And so then one day I just picked this DVD up in like a CEX, and quite frankly, I fell in love with it from then. It's one of those ones. It was like one of these ones for like a good little while. It was like top 10 all-time favorite film for me. Haven't seen it in some time, so I did have it within my top 10. But like I would say, like within this go, watching it again, it's still a film that I still consider one of my favorites of all time. For me personally, it's one of these ones where I think we get more in depth with it, but I think it's one of the most visually stunning films I've ever seen. I think it's one of the more interesting stories. It's some of the best martial arts I've seen, especially for wire work stuff. I think top 3 cinematography. It's just the whole shebang for me. I love this film, and it's one of these ones I'll continue to love. I think I'm always going to keep loving this film. And I like it a lot more now as well, for a different reason, in the sense of now I appreciate a lot more of Tony Leung and Maggie Cheung, because before, when I watched this film, the only 2 actors I was familiar with was Jet Li and Donnie Yen. So I was like, cool, them doing really cool shit. But since the last time I watched Hero, I watched Wonka Kar-wai's films, and Tony Leung and Maggie Cheung are very 2 prominent actors in all his films, so I've grown to be a big fan of both of those. So now I've watched this from another point of view in terms of it's also really good dramatically and from the performance standpoint in this section. So yes, overall, love Hero. Robbie, your thing with this? This was, I want to say, this was also my introduction to Zhang Yimou when I first watched it. Since I've watched House of Flying Daggers and Shadow, his more recent film. But yeah, I'm also a fan of Zhang Yimou as a director. Anyway, Robbie, your thing with this film?
Well, I'd never seen this. Shock horror. I have it on DVD and have done for a long time. I think I picked it up for like 50p from Kex or something.
Yeah.
Many years ago. Never watched it. I do know Zhang Yimou because I did an A-level in film studies and we had to watch House of Flying Daggers for that.
It's an interesting A-level thing, I think.
Yeah. I thought it was aight. And then I watched this one and it's aight. You know? I think there's elements that I really like of this movie, and there's other elements which I think are not very good.
Okay.
I would say I like the cinematography. I like the choreography. I like the acting. I don't like the score.
Really?
I don't like the editing. I
think I know what you mean with that.
The direction. I don't like also choreography. And
like and don't like. Okay.
And I don't like the script, and I also like the script.
Okay.
So
okay.
Well, that's where I'm at.
We'll save You know what? We'll save the choreography and the script for the last things to talk about.
Okay.
We'll break down things in terms of what you did like, and we'll go from there, and then we'll go to what you didn't like, and then the script and the choreography can be put aside. But also, this is another thing I wanted to mention before we fully get into it. I want to start implementing at the end of each discussion of a film a little bit of a rating system. Just think I might be cool because then we can do maybe a little average, and then at the end of each season we can then see average intermission film ranking of it all. So we'll do that.
Okay.
That's why I think it'll be fun. But yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll make our rating decision up by the end of it all. At the end of the discussion. So anyway, yes, cinematography. Let's talk about that in terms of a thing to like about this film. This is always my main selling point whenever I try tell people when I was in my phase of when I was in my maximum fandom of this film, because I mean there's a video of me online, I might link it in the description, of when I first watched the film back in the Heel Pictures days, and I reviewed it, and I was just like, it's just one of the most beautiful things I've seen in my life, just fucking incredible. And it's sensational this is, and but during my peak of fandom for Hero, my thing was always it's great, just look at it, and then that's my way of trying to rope people into it, because I think because I think that's always what it's going to be. I think it's just such it's just naturally you look at it and you go, wow, it's just eye-catching. And it's always good. I think, I think it is because of the colour, mainly. But I also think
it's definitely the colour.
But I also think the shot composition-wise also does a really good thing. There's certain shots in it where, again, I think, it's a good combination of the colour and the shot composition and movement. I think of it. I think there's the example of where they do a little of one of the flashbacks they do. To be fair, there's no flashbacks. It's alternative storytelling, is what it is. It's different versions of stories. It's not flashbacks. But there's the flashback of when Snow and Sword first meet, and it's all they got the swords pointing at each other. There's a waterfall behind them. It's just green, and it's the wind flowing. I'm that's just a stunning shot. But it's also really beautiful. It's also really well framed in terms of bat, there, waterfall in the middle, the wind, and then just again, just the colours just popping. I think it's just there's a lot of examples of that, I think, with it all.
Yeah, I think the colour palettes just generally, I like the use of, every different alternative story's got a different colour palette where you can kind of go if I'm thinking back, I'm I know what happened in each bit because I can think of was it really fucking blue? It was probably it's probably that version of the story, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it was it was red when Nameless was first telling the story.
Yeah.
It was more cooler when the King was telling the story, and then it was just white when it was no, this is actually what happened.
Yeah, the objective version of it was white.
Yeah.
And then he saw that his little story within a story where everything was green.
Yeah.
Which was nice, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. I think from a visual point of view, I think it is what again, I can't. It's one of these ones where I can't necessarily describe why it such standout. It just is. It's like, I still don't think there's like anything. I can think of films in comparison to it, like beforehand. Like I think, like in terms of like the color palette of it all, I think like you could look like even like the film we talked about last season, Ran. I think that has similarities to where how that's quite vivid with it. But even then, it didn't do it to that extreme, where like there's certain things where just there's a set that's just one color.
Yeah.
And then we get like that field, that like autumnal when the leaves are falling, when Maggie Chung and Ziyi Zhang are having that fight within Nameless's story of like of him telling like this is what happened and in this point of view, and where like the leaves are like more like orange and then the whole thing just turns red. It's like, that's like cool. That's just cool. Again, I think it's like I think do you know what it is? I think this is what like blows me away so much about it visually. In terms of like, is because it always overwhelms me so much of when I'm just seeing like the actual set and scope of it all. And it's like we see like the castle, and then we see all those extras, and then you see their costumes. It goes, those are really detailed costumes. And then you see how many of them there are.
Yeah, it's
holy
insane.
Shit, that's like mental and mad. So like, I think from the practical point of view, it's incredible. But I also think they do like, there's interesting choices of VFX in this as well that I think work overall. I think if you could be nitpicky of it, goes the flames look fake on the candles. It's like, well, I don't know.
They look alright.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
they look fine.
Like I can tell they're fake, but they're not like distracting me.
Anything in this is better than the fucking pebbles in House of Flying Dagger.
I need to rewatch that.
Oh my god! There's a bit where the lady from this who plays
Ziyi Zhang is the actress's name. I can't.
Yeah.
I'll look up her character's name as well.
She in House of Flying Dagger, there's a scene where because she's blind, she's showing how she can like detect everything all the time, and she like shoots like kicks all these pebbles so they all hit certain drums and whatever. And she plays a beat, sick beat, man. And
Moon,
Moon, and the pebbles look like shit. They look so bad.
Oh, I remember. No, I do remember. It's the opening.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Nothing looks as bad as that.
And then there's like the rain, the puddle bit between in the Jet Li and Donnie Yen fight.
Hell yeah.
Where again, it looks fake. You can see it's fake,
yeah.
but I don't care. It's nothing that like, you know, I mean, you know where you have to suspend your disbelief so much with the Flash to the point of being like,
yeah,
okay. Like I'm trying to look past this, but my God, I can look past this. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like the CG isn't the thing that's the focus of even the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the candles, it's important to be like, oh, they're moving because it's like, oh, like you're untrustworthy type of thing. It's like, yeah, but in a shot where I'm like in a giant castle room with, it's like that's not going to take away from it. Or like the rain, the water thing in there. It's like that water's not taken away from. I'm watching a fight between Jet Li and Donnie fucking Yen. It's like,
yeah. What's the deal with them candles?
What do you mean? What's the deal with them?
Why are the flames moving like that?
It's the way you explain it. It's basically like you're lying, bastard.
But that's not how fire works, though.
Yeah, but Robbie, it's
okay.
It's not.
I'm just saying. You know, it's like I know you're here to kill me because the candles are pointing this way. Yeah, but what if the breeze was going the other fucking way that day?
Well, it's like the wind. Well, it's like the wind takes it in that direction. You know, it's all like ancient Asia. Ooh, you know.
Yeah, sure. Ancient Asia woo is what I'll accept as I'll concede ancient Asia woo. Within
this film, you go into it with a certain expectation. You're not looking at the fight and go like, well, a man wouldn't do that.
Maybe I was.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
Get to that. I think, in terms of, again, it is the visual side of things where it is the standout for the cinematographer was Christopher Doyle, who is Wong Kar-wai's regular cinematographer. This is my first introduction of his work. Obviously, since watching Wong Kar-wai's stuff, I'm like, oh, he's just a very good DP. he's just very good at it. I think he also did House of Flying Daggers, I want to say.
Okay. Well, that's all very colourful and stuff as well. So
I need to double check that fact because I'm not 100% sure. Christopher Doyle, did you do, by any chance, House of Flying Daggers? Excuse me. No, he didn't. He was doing a Wong Kar-wai film that year. That's why.
Okay.
But yes. I think that's what I like about it as well. Like, we're about the color palette of it all. I think like that is the thing that's just always keeps my interest within this, and will always be stunning. It will always be the reason why I go back. It will always be the reason why I go back to it. It's like, God, that like I'll have images in my head, and I'm like, fuck, I want to watch that again, and then I get roped into all the other elements as well. Like that's my relationship with this film. It's like, fuck yeah, I just want to like watch it again. I just want to like see these imagery again. And I think like for me personally, it's like, I mean, I've explained this. I probably explained this when we talk about like Bruce Lee stuff, where it's like fight scenes and stuff like that. If you do it really right, can it hit, like, it just clicks with me. And I think I also explained this within Ran, where it's like, if you just show me certain things visually just, like, get me, like, going in terms of being like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. So in my head, when I'm watching this film, when I'm seeing shots and scenery and stuff where I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. And a fight is happening in that shot where I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. And me personally, I like the score. And the score like weaves into that as well. I'm like, holy shit! I'm both sonically, like visually and audibly, just like fucking, just all my senses are being pleased right now in that regard. Where I'm like, holy shit! There's nothing's wrong with this shot.
Oh my god, this tastes amazing.
Yeah, it is that example of just like, it is kind of like that when you just go, holy shit! There's just so much good with this. And to me, there's multiple scenes that are like that. It's like the Donnie Yen Jet Li fight. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then I'm like, then we get to like the arrows in the calligraphy skull. Like, that's just fucking amazing. Wow. And then like the library stuff. I'm like, that's just a cool ass set. And it's just all like, wow, just visually really cool, amazing, and whatnot. And like even just the shots of where the scrolls where he ends up like slicing the scrolls up where it's blue. And then it'll fall. I'm like, that's just really cool.
That I will say, I think the sets and set design generally, production design in this is top notch.
Flawless, I would say.
It's fucking excellent.
To me, that's where I'm like, you can't. This is an example of a film that is now 21 years old, and I still can't. And I'm still looking at actual sets and going like, this is fucking incredible. And I don't understand why we can't just do that, especially with these films with hundreds of millions of dollars of budgets.
Yeah.
And they decide to, like, work their VFX team into, like, just borderline suicide.
What if actually we didn't make a decision on any shot that's going to be in this movie? Yeah. What if we just, like, randomly shot the actors in front of a blue screen and they just fucking made it up later on and then changed it 300 times before we decide on the shot that we actually want?
Exactly. I don't know. There's just always something special. There's just always something special about like some of that was just a set.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can see. It's like to me, like I would think like as a filmmaker, if you were on set, it would get you excited because like fuck, it's right in front of me. Like what I'm thinking is right here, and then the actors are all there being like, holy shit, okay, we're here. Your crew is like, fuck, okay, this is it. It's like imagine just walking on and goes, right, I'm looking at blue. You're like, right, that would be there. So just imagine it's there.
Yeah, then, there's tennis ball on a stick as Christian Bale. Is it?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, okay. just stand there, Chris. That's Chris Hemsworth, by the way.
Yeah, I
Just stand here. But I haven't got my costume on. Don't matter, we're gonna CG the helmet in post. Isn't that gonna look like shit? Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, that's not your problem, Chris.
That's not your problem. Natalie Portman's about 3 foot to your left. Is she? Okay.
Whereas I think that's what I like, especially with this, where this again we talk about like shit that I like, where it's like, oh, I like little intimate stories and I like small scale naturalistic stuff. This isn't that, but I think what I'm like always really like blah like about is because of like I'm actually looking at a thing. You know,
yeah.
I think that's what's always impressive to me, and to me, again, we'll get to the story. The story was the thing that you liked and didn't like as well, wasn't it? That was the other thing.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll get that.
Yes,
but to me, I like the story as well. The story piques my interest enough as well to where like I get like again, it's an example of just a full package film for me. In that regard, you know, like it hits all the points, like everything that's doing ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah.
Is what I will say.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot to it where I think, from a filmmaking point of view, is fucking outstanding. And I think that's where it is. Again, as I said, cinematography, I can't see how you could have faulted this. I can't see how anyone could look at the film and go, that's shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see how someone can, like, see the work put into sets and costumes and go, that is shit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that. But good shots a good film doth not make.
I can agree with that.
I will say.
Yes.
Yes.
To round up my point about cinematography, I'll say, as one other example of it, and this is an example I always take with me, and this has been a fact ever since I first watched it. Not as extreme now as the feeling that I had when I first watched it, but I think this is also what makes a film for someone, for just anyone who views it. It's like if you always have at least a scene or a moment that no matter what, no matter how old you get, it's just always sticking with you. And it's always the thing that you remember. And even when you watch it again, you still just get a bit of like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Yeah, or like you get like an emotional thing to you. It's like you talked about like the moment in like Jurassic Park, in the Jurassic Park episode of when they're about to enter Jurassic Park. That's always going to be a moment where you're like, I'm about to cry. Yes, I'm crying now. Or like,
yes.
You know, just not even because anything sad is happening, but it's just because it's like such like a special thing for you as a viewer, and it's so personally connected to your experience with the film that you're like, I'm emotional because this is why I love it. Like that. Yeah. It's like, and the moment I have with this film, which I've discovered isn't exactly, I think it's appreciated. It's weird. It's not like this film has a fan base, so it's weird to say that. Even though I was very much so a fanboy of this film once upon a time. But amongst, when I watched like a review of this film when I first watched it, the scene I'm about to talk about wasn't exactly the most praised. It was kind of like, I mean, that scene could have got cut. Yeah. And it's the scene where Snow is dead and both Sword and Nameless are fighting on the water. And to me, that is my favorite fight scene of the whole thing. Not because I think it's the best choreography. I think probably the Donnie Yen Jet Li fight is the best fight of the film, because fucking, as I just said, it's Jet Li and Donnie Yen. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, but like, I think for me, like at that point with the film, I was very much so like, again, I'm like I'm watching the film like, wow, holy shit, fucking, there's so much going on that like I'm just blown away by visually. I'm invested in the story. I'm interested in the story. I'm interested in the development that's happening in this. And then like there's another shot that happens. I'm like, oh god, that's amazing. And then like I get chills over like how great a shot is. And it gets to the point where it's almost like a build up, and then it gets to just like this point of the film where it's quiet. So it's almost like, you know, like a moment where a build up, silence, and then wow, it's that silent bit where you go, it's oh shit, and then you maybe get like chills with you or something like that. It's that combination of that where I remember this was the first time I remember this ever happening to me as a film viewer, where I started getting emotional watching a scene when nothing emotional was happening or anything sad was happening, but I was just so emotional watching that one fight just because I was just, again, I think, again, this is what I mean. It was the combination of the cinematography of it, the choreography, the setting, the scenery, and the music. Just everything about it, and the fight and everything. Just everything at that point was like, this is perfect. To me, this is just perfection. Like, I could take that scene for me, and I can go, this is why I like film.
Yeah.
Here it is. In, like, this is why I watch film for moments like this. And I think it is because, and it is a very personal preferential thing. But again, it's an example of, like, if I could hang a scene on a wall, it would be that scene in that regard. Again, visually, sonically, but also just everything about it. And again, I think it might just be, again, a personal thing where, like, I've explained this before. There's something just about ancient Asian culture that just clicks with me.
Yeah.
And it's been no secret within the podcast where I've talked. I mean, I think I said a similar thing with Ran, where it was the aftermath of the battle scene. It was just, I don't know what about this. This is just fucking blowing me away. And so I think that's, you know what I mean? Certain things just click for people. And to me, that scene is the thing that just clicks for me.
Yeah.
With it all. But yeah. So that's like the cinematography of the boat for me within that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice. I don't.
And to me, that's what I mean. Like, for some people, that is just probably the extent of this film. It's like, yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, yeah.
It was like me. It's like, well, I get this emotional everything from this. It's like, well, I didn't. And if you didn't get that, I could imagine it is like, yes, it does look nice.
Yes, well, that's kind of what it is for me. I'm just kind of like, like, it looks nice.
Okay, what was the other thing you liked? What was another thing you liked, Robbie?
What was the other thing I liked?
Did you say acting?
Oh yeah, the acting's good.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked everyone's performances in this. Particularly Sword is very good.
Yeah, Tony Leung.
Tony Leung's really, really good in this. I liked him a lot. I also liked Snow. Also was
Maggie
very
Chung.
good. Yeah. Those two and their dynamic and their relationship, I really enjoyed.
You'll like some Wonka. Why? Because because In the Mood for Love is just them.
Okay, cool.
So if you like their dynamic in this, it's a lot stronger in The Mood for Love as well. But yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were really good. Jet Li's really good in this. As that kind of like silent protagonist. You don't really get anything from him.
I was just saying Jet Li plays almost the perfect video game protagonist.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like if you were ever going to make like I don't know, a fucking whatever movie. If you were going to make a movie of the Half-Life games, this is how you should probably do the lead character of those games. Yeah. Or like if you were going to do a movie of Doom, probably make it like this and not, like, Doom.
Like enough to where I give a shit about him, but we're not seeing, but he's not the emotional core of the story.
Yeah. I care about him and he clearly has morals. Yes. Like he makes choices.
He has an arc. He has an arc in this, yes.
Yeah, he makes choices and those kind of reveal things about his character, but it's not a big performance, is it?
No, and I think considering, to be fair, because Jet Li is, he can get lumped into the group of like a Jackie Chan or a Chow Yun-fat, where it's like, oh, he's a kung fu lead actor. But I think like this isn't a Jet Li film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like he's just the lead of the film.
Yeah.
But I think but what he gives performance wise, again, I agree in the sense like I think he's really good in it. Would I put him as the best performance of the year? No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't throw him to win any Oscars as for like in a lead. But I think But I think he as we said there, he does a great job of like he's stoic enough, but he's good enough. But he kind of needs to be that. He needs to be kind of like the stoic, like I am the nameless warrior. I'm going from this place to this place. You know what I mean? And I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna fucking do some really sick action. You know what I mean? Like that's that's like what he's there for. And I think that's more than enough. Because again, there are other performances around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's what I mean. I think Tony Leung is like really good.
Yeah.
To the point where you don't really need Jet Li to be doing anything hugely special.
No, like he could just show up at the calligraphy thing and just sit there. And it's and they do this as well when like the boat where the arrows are flying in. Jet Li's doing the action and Tony Leung's doing the acting. You know,
yeah.
it's like that's all we need. I don't need Jet Li to match Tony Leung's gravitas as a performer.
Nah,
and
he's fine just doing a few kicks and punches and sort of stuff.
And neither do I need Tony Leung to match Jet Li's action. You know what I mean? Like he does action in the film, but in the same way that Jet Li does acting in the film.
Yeah,
and it's you know what I mean. It's like it's the perfect like yin and yang with it with it all. Is that yeah? That's a Chinese-based thing, isn't it? Yin and yang.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's Chinese philosophy. I can remember. But yeah, no, I think that is what makes it, and I think this is what I mean in the sense of performance-wise. Watched it now was the thing that stood out to me more. Like, this is the thing I was looking at more. Or like this is the newest thing that I gained from this film was the performance aspect of it. Again, as I said when I first watched all those years back, I was like, fuck it, visually, wow, the action, wow, just the grandeur of it, amazing. Whereas like now, like I'm looking at it and go, okay, well, I know that from this film. I know that hero has that. What else can I get from this? And I go, oh yeah, Tony Leung, I'm a big fan of him now. Oh yeah, Maggie Cheung, I'm a big fan of her now. Let's see what they're like in this film that I loved all that time ago, but now that I know they're really good actors. And it's like, oh yeah, I can see the subtleties that they give in it all. I can see Tony Leung doing his subtle, like, sadness in many stuff while not being like, he doesn't need to be over dramatic because he can just rein it in. You know, he also gives the little like Jimmy Stewart smile, where it's just at times there's the moment of where it's towards the end of it where he does get killed and it's like him and Snow are about to fight and she's lunging for him and he's going to and he just lets go of the sword and the face that he gives to him. I'm like, there's so much in there of what he's given in the sense of like he's sad this has to happen, but he knows he's doing the right thing. There's so much. I think he is great in terms of knowing what needs to be done from a character point of view. Yeah. While not being method is also the way that I can describe it. And I always say this, he was too good in Shang-Chi because I just think he defaults to just doing great shit.
Yeah. He's great in that.
Yeah. In Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is. He's really good at that. But I think, I like him in it. And again, Maggie Cheung, great in it as well. And again, both of them are like they're good together. Like there's I like them when we first meet them, and they're very broken. They're in a broken relationship, and then I like them again when we see them. They do great together. Again, as much praise I gave like Tony Leung, I think Maggie Cheung also does that as well. Like she does everything that Tony Leung does as well. I think there's a lot. Do you know what it is? I think the best way to describe the performances in these are quiet, but also heavy with themes, which I think which is the best way I could describe this film. It's like, it's quiet, but it's also big and action based.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think, like, the best performances in this film, they're quiet, but they're big in terms of, like epic themes where it's like, we're fighting because country, because of the grandeur of the country and that. But that's a story-based thing. But I think, I like performances all in this. I think if you're going into this film for Donnie Yen, you're going to be
unlucky.
I don't even necessarily think disappointed is the right word. You're going to get a great fight.
Well, you get a cool fight out of it.
You get a really good fight out of him. I think like by that point you could be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My mustache is just attacking me. Hang on.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Get it out your schnoz, mate.
That's what's happening. It's just tickling my nostrils, and it's just like the worst feeling.
That's fucking gross.
Oh, right.
Jesus.
But yes, performances overall. And I like, and I like that there's not loads of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, also, I think, like, the two people we didn't mention, Ziyi Zhang, good in this for the small role she has.
She's alright.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
she's fine.
She's not the standout, but she doesn't need to be the standout.
Does she have a thing with the director?
No.
Like a sex thing?
No, she doesn't have a sex scene with the director.
Because she does a sex scene in this.
She does do a sex scene.
And she does a couple of sex scenes in House of Flying Daggers, one of which is a rape. So you got a weird thing for this lady? What's going on?
As far as I'm aware, no. I don't think Zhang Yimou and Ziyi Zhang have had a thing. I don't believe that is a thing.
Okay, check the hard drive.
What is?
I don't know.
Zhang Yimou feels like a man, like, he'll give off the impression to me that he doesn't know how to use a hard drive.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably a lovely man.
But I also like the King's performance in this. He does the job with it.
Yeah, he's alright. Yeah, he's a good villain.
There's the moment where he gives the single tear. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
that's one of them, isn't
he? He does the big fight with Tony Leung.
Yes, he does. That's probably one of my favorite fights.
That is a good fight with the
curtains, quite nice.
With the drapes that fall down and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. What was the other thing that you liked, Robbie?
We're on to things that I both liked and disliked at now.
All right,
which were the writing and the choreography.
We'll talk about the things you mainly disliked, and we'll end.
Okay.
Okay. So the editing. What's your issue with the editing here?
Why are we cutting away from things all the time, constantly? Why, when there's a big, nice, long choreographed action fight, are we deciding to fucking cut away from it to a random pickup shot of nothing for no reason?
What's an example you can think of? Because
there's so many points in the fight between Nameless and Snow when they're in the white, when it's actually happening.
Right.
Where they're having a fight, and it's this really nicely choreographed thing, and for some godforsaken reason, the director has gone, no, I want to cut to this random fucking shot of nothing for a second here. I'd like to cut to this shot of a shoe. I'd like to cut to this shot of a sword that's not yet unsheathed. Whatever. And I'm like, just stay on the foot. She has said, unsheath your sword. I know the sword is currently sheathed. Keep it on the fucking wide and show me the fight. What are we doing? Stop it.
Now I can get what you mean. What I thought you were going to say was, because this is one thing I noticed when watching this film, is it's very interesting editing, because there's a lot of continuity stuff that you can say is thrown out. And the example that I'm thinking of is during the Jet Li Donnie Yen bit, where they first have a bit of a fight before Donnie Yen unsheathes his spear.
Yeah.
And the cut, they have a bit of a battle. They the shot ends with them kind of like crossed over with each other.
Yeah.
And then we see the blind.
The musician man.
Yes, I forgot. I can't remember what that instrument's called. I've learned
it's like a lute.
I can't. Yeah, but the musician man.
Yeah.
Is walking, and then the next thing we cut to is just a close up of Jet Li not locked in with Donnie Yen, and he goes, "Can you play music for us?" And then drops some things in the man's bowl, and then just cut to him sat down, moving the.
Yeah.
Like, it's to me, I don't care about that, because I don't necessarily need to then see them unlock. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think because the film has such like, it has such like a style to it that's not in reality, that to me I can forgive that janky bit of continuity, because to me that doesn't register as bad continuity. It's just, that's just the the stuff. Like they're focusing more on being like, well, just keep cutting the shots that are nice.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, well, they were locked in, so we need to show them unlock again. It's like, no, just cut to a close-up of Jet Li. But I can understand what you mean in, like, yeah, just stick on the fight. Just stick on the fight.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the fights that we do stick on the fight are great. And they are memorable.
Yeah, they're much better.
Again, Tony Leung and the King, like Sword and the King, and Nameless and Sky.
Sky, yeah.
Which is Donnie Yen's character, like, and that fight and to me as well, the Sword and Nameless fight, which is you know, well, there's a lot of fades within that. There's a lot of it's a lot of cross dissolving in that fight and all that. But
hate a cross dissolve. God, I hate cross dissolve so much.
But you like Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars isn't cross dissolves.
That's a wipe, isn't it?
It's a wipe. A wipe's fine. There was oh my God. You can cut this out.
So why don't you like a cross dissolve?
I don't like cross dissolves because they look shit.
You can do.
There's never been one that looks nice ever.
That's incorrect.
No, I'm standing by that. There is never.
I can't say one because it's in a film you don't like, so it doesn't matter to me.
There is never going to be a cross dissolve that hits harder than just a direct cut. After Sun. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There is never going to be.
There's that the cross dissolver when they're singing Happy Birthday to him and they cross dissolve into him crying on his bed would not be as effective if you just smash cut to him crying on the bed.
Yes, it would.
No,
it'd probably be more so.
No, not at all.
Yes, it would.
No.
If it was them singing Happy Birthday to him and it's slowly zooming in his face and then just hard cut to him sat on a bed crying.
No.
That's more impactful than a slow cross dissolve where I already kind of realise what's going on about halfway through the fucking edit.
No, disagree.
All right. Okay.
That's a hard disagree.
Okay. Well, I'll stand by what I've said.
Well, you can do.
Editors of the world fucking come at me, I guess. I don't know.
Can't wait till I direct you to put a cross dissolve in the Muse.
I'm not doing it. I'm going to put my goddamn foot down.
We'll see how it works.
No.
Yes.
I'm not going to put a
we'll
fucking
see how it
in
works. We'll see how it works is all I'm saying.
No.
No. Well,
fine, fuck you. I'll put a crossfade on every shot.
That's not what I asked for.
See how you like that, bitch.
That's not what I asked for. Difference. There's a difference.
I might try and freak you out. I'll do like an edit of the whole thing, and I'll make the first cut of the whole film a cross dissolve, and you'll be like, "Hang on, has he actually done this with the whole fucking, the whole fucking thing?"
I would be interested to see that, just to see, like how it flows. It would be horrific.
It would be awful. Yeah, it would look like absolute garbage. But funny though.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, no, I don't necessarily have anything to say about your editing qualm there with it.
I don't like it.
The score. What's your issue with the score?
Why? Okay, right. You're an action film, yeah. Right. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I think I know where you're going with this, and I do have a slight counterpoint. If I think where you're going with this is where you're going with this.
What I'm saying is, when I'm having a fight, when I'm seeing a fight in a film between two people, and it's a fucking quick, speedy little sword fight or whatever, right? I'm not saying I want like fucking Blade. Like, no, I don't want that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying I don't want is fucking ornamental flutes.
All right.
What are we doing? Why are people moving like this and fucking stabbing at each other? And it's just I'm like, fuck, what is this? It's such a fucking stab in the dick of the pacing of everything.
My counter to that, yes, it is an action film, but it's also, I think it's as equally of an action film as it is a historical period piece.
That's fine. Well, put that music in the talky bits.
And they do.
You know?
They do as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, when it gets to a fight, like,
I think. Do you know what? It's because I think a lot of
pace it up a bit.
I don't know. I think it's more like. I think it works. Again, I do agree in the sense of like, I think it would be interesting to see another score, like an alternative score of the film.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the fights in this could have a different, it could be like, holy shit, it could be intense. Whereas I think the intent was probably more so to be more like, wow, isn't this beautiful? Like it's more meant to be like a dance as opposed to, do you know what I mean? Like that's
but when I'm watching Donnie Yen and Jet Li have a fucking sword fight,
I know, like
I don't want to be like, wow, this is beautiful. I want to be, wow, this is fucking rad. And the music's helping.
I think, well, it is still rad. I think the fight's still a rad one.
Yeah, but it loses a point for the music.
I need to find it somewhere. It was more of a curiosity point of view because I want to see how well both these things mixed. I did use, I got Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE theme and just put it over that fight.
Probably way better.
It went so hard. I will say
that.
Yeah,
exactly.
It did go so hard, but also
I don't need the background music from fucking 9 Ways to Touch the Soul.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you compare that?
How dare you stand where you stood?
How dare you compare the score of this to 9 Ways to Touch the Soul? Don't give him that credit.
I'm not giving him anything. Jesus Christ.
But no, yeah, I can get what you mean. I think, like, to me, it's the score is similar to the cinematography of where, like with the cinematography, if I at least see a shot, I then go, holy shit. Fuck. All right, now I want to watch the film again. If I hear the score, again, it's a similar type of thing.
Yeah.
It evokes a certain emotion to me where it's like, oh yeah, shit, ancient. Like I imagine just like an ancient Chinese garden. I'm like, oh, that's an environment I like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, to me, but I can get in the sense of like, it does kill the vibe.
It's like every scene has the vibe of the fucking opening scene of Kung Fu Panda. Like before anything starts happening, we just get an exposition.
Do you know what I think it is? Do you know what I've realized with this? I guess if you fuck with this vibe and you're fine to watch it for 99 minutes, it's going to be right. It's going to be totally your thing. I think that's what it is. I think it's definitely a vibe film. And if you fuck with that vibe, you're good. If you're a bit like, okay, whatever with that vibe, it's going to get old. I think that's what we've discovered here.
Oh my God, it got so old. The whole vibe of this got so old for me.
Is it one of these ones where like you could at least play, okay, yeah, cool. Anything else?
Yeah. Right. Well, it's just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. It looks nice. But that's literally it. Like the only thing this has going for it for me is the cinematography. That's the only thing it properly has going for it.
Right, yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that it looks nice.
Is like a nice little like Chinese tea garden not your thing? Is that
no?
No,
it's not. I want a fucking scone. What I mean, give me a scone and some clotted cream and some fucking jam.
Now, what I want to do, I want to find like a Chinese like tea garden somewhere.
Yeah.
And then me and you go to it, and then you'd be like, "So do you do scones?"
Yeah. Have you got a corned beef sandwich? With some Branston pickle on. That's all right.
I asked for like a jasmine tea.
Yes, I'll have a cup of Bovril, please.
Fucking hell. Iroh's blood would be boiling with you. Uncle Iroh would be fuming.
Oh, no, he would. I'm so sorry, Iroh.
I don't think he would because I don't think he gets fuming.
No, he'd be very disappointed though, and that would make it even worse. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think the whole thing would be like.
Fuck, I need to watch last.
I need to rewatch it before the live action one comes out, and it makes me sad.
God, yeah. Before that, like destroys my like.
Yeah. Did you know that? That's called a
soccer.
No, we don't need to talk about that. He forged documents to make it look like he was Inuit. We're not gonna talk about it.
We don't need to talk about that. So let me say what happened.
Let me just say, I'm just saying we're not gonna discuss it and how terrible it is. But what I'm saying is, just in case anyone was not aware, the guy that's gonna be playing Sokka in the new live action Avatar film lied about being
Inuit.
Is it Inuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lied about being Inuit in like forged papers and stuff, which is not good.
No, but anyway.
Anyway,
but did I know?
Yeah, did you know that? Did you know that was called cream tea?
What?
Having a scone and some tea.
That's just cream tea, is it?
That's cream tea. I always thought it was afternoon tea until Julia pointed out to me that is actually a big tall thing with loads of sandwiches and scones and little cakes on.
Oh yes, yeah. But just a simple scone with a cuppa.
Just a scone with some clotted cream and jam and a cup of tea. That's cream tea.
Right.
So you can go for a cream tea and you can go for an afternoon tea.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm here to help.
I'm gonna write a question thing down because I do have a question to ask you. But I think it might.
Oh dear God.
It involves the film, but I'm curious.
Okay.
About,
So it's not like a maths quiz.
No.
Okay. Okay, good. That's positive.
So yes. But then I think.
It is.
Hang on. I can't write and talk at the same time, evidently.
Oh God.
I think we can then move on to your complicated relationship with these things then.
Yes. Let's do it.
So should we talk about the choreography first?
Yeah.
And then we could end it with the story. So choreography. Why do you like it and why don't you like it? So
it's absolutely fucking rad when people are just on the ground and flinging swords at each other.
What you're on about.
And then they start floating about like fucking weirdos. And it looks shit.
No, I fuck with it.
It looks dreadful. I've seen this. I've seen a few films with this, obviously. I've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I've seen House of Flying Daggers. It's never looked good.
There's some wireworks in Kill Bill.
Then that's fine. Because it's a weird like pastiche spoof movie and that's fine.
Yeah,
but I hate it. I've always disliked it. And it especially annoys me when you've got Jet Li and Donnie Yen in an action scene and you're not just letting them have a really good choreographed fight.
But I think that fight specifically has like a good combo of it. You know what I mean?
That one's all right for it. That one's not too bad.
Like they're like on the ground, they're like doing the sword things. They fucking bounce the spear, which is insane to me. And then there's the moment of when they go on like where Jet Li goes on the the fence bit and he's practically like on his side.
Yeah, that one's all right.
I
don't mind
I'm
that.
like, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. Like, I think.
But it's stuff like when he goes to what we think is go to kill the king at the end.
Mm.
And it's just like he just kicks the ground and then you can almost hear the fucking runners on the side of the set pulling the rope. And it's literally just a big shot of him just going like this. No movement at all, just like fucking Princess Leia in Last Jedi just floating over there. You can almost hear the people pulling the ropes and just like as it looks so fucking shit. It's never looked good. It's not cool. Stop it.
Again, I think this one scene comes into like the vibe of it because why I fucking like it. It looks like an ancient Chinese painting type of thing. You know what I mean? That's like movement.
Yeah, sure, but like I don't know, do a freeze frame for a couple of frames if that's what you're going for.
But I think that would have been more naff if you were to do that. I like the movement gliding of it. You know what I mean? I like the imagery of like where we're like above the trees and we're seeing moon and snow fighting in like the autumn leaf bits, and we see them like going over the trees, back into the trees. There's just something like, well, you don't see that often. So to me, like, well, that's like so like that's so unique.
We don't see it that often for a goddamn reason.
No, I think I do think it has its place. I do think it has its place. And I think it works in period, period Asian martial arts films, because again, as I said, they're going for a vibe of more like, oh, isn't this very like floaty, whimsical, like very like, you know, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same reason why the music is, you know, that's the vibe they're going for with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it works in like the prequels. I don't think it works in a Star Wars film. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, because it's like, what the fuck we doing here? Like,
it works in the opening scene of Shang-Chi because it's a romanticized, look at this guy, he's meeting his love for the first time or whatever.
But I think that's
moment.
But that's the whole vibe of the film. It's meant to be all more.
Yeah, but why am I meant to be feeling a romanticized ancient Asian culture vibe when Donnie Yen and Jet Li are having a fight?
Because they're in that film. Because they're in that
but
film.
like why? But why is it it's not the whole film? The whole film isn't this romanticized vibe. The stuff with like sword and snow, fine, sure, whatever.
But I feel like if you were to only do it for a select scene, then it would feel more out of place, don't you think?
No, man, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's not a good example.
It's only that one time.
Yeah, maybe they should have done it more. Is all I'm saying.
Maybe they shouldn't have done it more.
Maybe they should have had more good action scenes apart from that and the bus scene. Maybe they should have done more.
Whoa! Now,
maybe they shouldn't have.
Maybe somebody fell asleep during the fucking scaffolding fight on the side of that skyscraper. Are you fucking crazy?
I didn't fall asleep during Shang-Chi.
Are you insane? What are you talking about?
What I will say is I would like if they actually went past second gear with actually doing a martial arts film.
You're fucking crazy, man.
You're telling me that the whole film was spot on martial arts?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing fucking mind blowing.
It's such a half-assed thing of it all. That's what I mean. It's like
just to say, the only good action scene is the bus is just wrong.
It's the only.
You're wrong.
It's one of the only memorable ones.
No. That one shot when he's running across the scaffolding to go and save Aquafina because she's fucking hanging on, is like one of the main shots I remember from that.
No,
movie.
that is a good
it's
shot.
so fucking cool.
I do give you that. Do you know what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking of like everything after that. It just
shits
the bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shits the bed. Everything Everywhere All at Once has good wire work. That's another one I will say. That's good wire work. Again, that's selective as well, though. I will say like that.
Yeah.
That's a very selective thing. But I think, again, to me, the wire work works in this. Again, my favorite scene of this film is predominantly wire work. The fight on the water, like that's like I'm not getting them. They're not fine. They're not fine on the water without wire work. You know, like to me.
Yeah.
And again, that scene's not meant to be a holy shit adrenaline rush of an action scene, is it? That scene. So I think that's why, and I think they do use it again. They use it. They sprinkle in with the Donnie Yen fight, and is there any in the Sword and King fight?
Yeah, there's a bit.
Yeah, but the fact that
not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it doesn't. It's utilized sparingly for me personally.
Nah, too much. But also, it's like it's bits when it's like if you're gonna do it when it's in slow motion and the rest of the world is supposed to be in slow motion, then fine, whatever. I still don't like it. It still doesn't look good to me and whatever. Fair. But like I can get it, but because you're like slowing everything down and it's meant to be like a heightened thing. But when it's like everything else is moving at regular speed, and the king's just fucking stood there with his back to him, waiting for him to get there. As he just fucking Mary Poppins his way over there. No, thank you. Crock of shit. Thank you very much.
That's an agree to disagree thing. This is why.
But like, I think this is like my thing with the direction of this movie.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. That was a negative thing you had, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like that's like a thing that I have with the direction of this. It's like, I get it. Directing is all about making choices, and this guy's making choices. He's making some big choices. He's swinging. It's just a shame that I think all of his choices are bad. Because he's always like, I think we should do the floaty action. I don't really like that. I think we should have this kind of music for this. I don't really like that. I think we should fucking keep cutting away from stuff. I don't think we've seen this enough. Well, maybe just keep it on the action. Like, it's all that kind of stuff where I'm like, he was a writer on this as well, right?
He was one of the 3 writers, yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's some choices here that I'm like...
Before we get onto that final bit of it all, I think how I can differentiate it in that regard, because I think we can look at like action stuff. Obviously, like people think action film and they think they might have a thing, and they go like, no, well, action films are only this. But one thing I've kind of like realized and grown to appreciate is like action has its own subgenres I think like as like a horror or like even music or anything like that, where it's like just because you may like you might like rock music, but you might not like heavy metal, or you might not like indie rock, or you might not like pop punk. You know what I mean? It's like you could, or like if you like fantasy. I mean, we discussed this within like when we talk about Spirited Away. You might like high fantasy, but you might not like, or like strong like heavy world building, but you might not like soft world building. You know, it's like things like that.
Yeah.
And I think obviously we've talked about the Bruce Lee films. We both look hard with that. You know, just show us like just two dudes punched each other. We're good.
Pretty good.
We're good. Do it really well. It's excellent. Look at the Raid films. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
John Wick.
Whoa.
My God.
Fuck.
Ah, my mustache. Right.
I need to watch the new one real bad now that it's out on digital.
John Wick.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ah, mate.
I know.
I
know.
It's good. But Gary got it for me on 4K for my birthday. I'm like, you absolute beautiful man.
Oh, what a beautiful man.
It's like Lewis got me the Terrifier films. Gary got me John Wick on 4K. I'm like, this.
What a day.
What just spot on mates that is.
What a wonderful day.
Yeah, it was. Had a lovely birthday.
Yeah.
But I think, but again, I think that's like, I think that's what is good in terms of like the variation of action. Because, example, I might, for the same reason, one day I'm like, I just want screaming heavy metal. I just want to listen to Killswitch Engage, and then right after that, I want to listen to Slipknot, and then right after that, I want to listen to all that,
Yeah.
But then another day, I'm like, I want to listen to Milo Acoustics. I want to listen to Sufjan Stevens. I want to listen to Simon & Garfunkel. I want to listen to Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
But I still want to listen to music, and I still want to have that, type of experience. I think we can look at that in the sense of like action in the regard. Like I might want to watch something really hyper hard and violent where I'm like, I want to watch the Raid films. Right now, give me John Wick. Right now, give me that. But then one day I'm like, I still want to watch an action film, but maybe I want something a bit like lighter. I don't want to I don't want to feel I almost want to watch a dance, but I almost want to watch some like cool like battles with it. So let me watch Hero. Let me watch House of Flying Daggers. I think that's where that is for me in that regard. But then, as I said, some people might only like heavy metal and not like the acoustic. You know what I mean? It's like evidently to you don't fuck with this type of action.
I don't want to see people floating about. Just stay on the goddamn ground, will you, for 5 minutes? Just fucking kick him in the head. That's all I want. Jesus.
That actually, you know what, Robbie? That actually wouldn't be a terrible scene in a film to establish an action film. Like, right, picture this.
If someone starts to do like floating and someone just fucking kicks him in the head down to the ground, it's like, no.
Picture this, like this, like a period action film. Someone goes, and then just instantly, bang, down.
Kicked.
And goes, and then that's it. And then
we're not doing that kind of thing. Then we're doing, and then it's the Raid. And then it's just the Raid.
It's just the Raid, but like in this
period piece.
But like in this period. But like
I'd fucking love that.
That would actually fuck quite hard, to be fair.
Yeah, that's so good.
Like a really violent period action film. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So yes, the story. What's your likes and dislikes about this?
Right, okay. Let me tell you. So I like the stuff with Sword and Snow. I like how we just kind of go off and we just do like a little romance thing, and it just becomes like a kind of a grand scale epic thing, but also grounded by like a love story and also and all that kind of stuff. And and whatever, right? And I like that it's kind of a bottle episode of a thing, but just people telling different stories and different versions of said stories or whatever. Mm-hmm. What I don't like is, so this movie is how long?
An hour and 39.
Hour 39. And so I would say the last 15 minutes of Ocean's 11 does this movie do it just better and more entertaining, and does it in like 15 minutes.
Well, I haven't seen Ocean's 11, so I can't comment, but yes.
It's the same. It's not exactly the same, obviously. George Clooney wasn't here. Brad Pitt wasn't here.
Oh, yes, obviously.
Don Cheadle doing a bad British accent wasn't here.
No.
What I will say is the whole thing of like, you start out and somebody's telling a story.
Yeah.
And then it's not true.
Yeah.
And then it turns out all of these things have already happened. And we're here and the things finally, we're here and the things paying off. And it's paid off without us even like, it's come to a head without us even realizing that that's what we were doing. That's just the ending of Ocean's 11, and it does it better and more impactfully in 15 minutes than this manages to do in an hour and 39.
Okay.
By being like, hey, this happened. I think you're lying. I think this happened. Okay, fine, all right. Well, this is what actually happened. Let's do the same thing 3 times with minute changes. And nothing's really that different. And then I've actually learned something and I'm not going to kill the king. When did you learn it? It was off screen actually. It was in this other flashback. Oh, okay, sick. Yeah, nice one. Cool. Sweet, man.
I don't know, like
it's fucking rad.
Right, well, I can't say about the Ocean's 11
when did you learn that lesson? Oh, we haven't got to that yet. Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. Well, that makes it really impactful actually. Nice. That makes me feel like we've really come full circle.
Oh no.
We're coming full circle, except we're going off into a fucking triangle for a little bit and then coming back to the circle. Make it a full circle.
I think I dig that. Again, I haven't seen Ocean's 11, so I can't comment on that comparison. So I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, unbelievable that you haven't seen that, by the way. Every time you say it, I forget, and it baffles me.
I just haven't yet.
That's insane. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Seen Ocean's 8. That was
What's wrong? What is wrong with you?
That wasn't a good film.
No, it wasn't. Obviously, it wasn't. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
What are you doing?
What?
I've seen Ocean's 8, and that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
It's the 4th one in a franchise. It's never the good one, is it?
No. Scream 4 is good.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. You got me.
Halloween 4 better than 3.
It's not better than 3.
Have you seen 4? Have you seen 4?
No.
Then shut
up. I can happily say nothing is better than Season of the Witch.
Nothing's better.
Nothing in the world. No. Not even a good wank is better than Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Not even a cream tea.
Not even a cream tea. Which is not an innuendo for a good wank.
Oh, that's repulsive. That's disgusting.
We can cut this.
No, I'm leaving that in.
Oh, God.
I'll be back, lads. I'm just about to have a cream tea.
Oh, it's time for cream tea in bed. Oh, fuck.
Hang on a minute. Right, let me compose myself there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
anyway.
what was talking about?
I don't know what we were talking about.
Before you were on about good wank.
I was saying nothing's as good as... I was just saying that it's crazy that you haven't seen Ocean's 11, but...
Oh, that was the point, yes. So
we're talking about Ocean's 11.
I can't talk about the comparison there. But I think... Yeah. It's just... It's a story that's nothing... It's nothing like... It's not revolutionary.
It's nothing.
No, hang on. It's nothing where I'm like, oh my God, this story. But to me, it's simple enough but it's also engaging enough to me to where it's perfect. Like, it's not... acting perfectly alongside the other stronger bits in it to me.
Yeah.
Whereas I would say from memory, House of Flying Daggers is a more story-based film than this.
Yeah.
Like House of Flying Daggers again has the visuals, but it's also more like this story and these
it's got
characters.
like 12 twists at the end. It's crazy.
That's what I mean. It's and obviously this film isn't absent from its twists and turns, but I think like it is more of like I'm almost like watching like a series of just like little like bit episodes of a thing. Where it's like this episode happened. No, but now this bit. It's like small little sections, like little pockets.
But it's the same episode.
Yeah, but different colours.
You're watching the same episode 3 times, but different colours.
Yeah, that does enough for me.
It's like, do you know what it is, the feeling of it for me? Every time a new version of the story started. It's like when I got into A-level chemistry.
Why'd you do that? Why did you do A-level chemistry?
I did A-level chemistry. I was good at chemistry.
Oh, fair. That wasn't me trying to disparage your intelligence there. That was me being like, that was me disparaging the interest of chemistry.
I also did law.
You told me about that. I know that.
Yeah, I dropped it after a year. On purpose. It was so there was a thing, sorry, this is a tangent, but there was a thing in our sixth form where if you failed a course at the end of first year, then you weren't allowed to continue into second year. And if you passed everything, then you could carry on doing 4. I didn't want to do 4 A-levels. And I also hated law with a burning passion. So I just didn't revise. At the end of first year exam, got a U. And then my teacher came up to me and was like, Robbie, I'm guessing you've seen your result. And I was like, yeah. He was like, so you got, it's not even an F, it's a U. You didn't do very well. And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, you know what that means, don't you? So does it mean am I off the course? He was like, yeah. He was like, 6 years, man. Well, yeah. I'll see you in September. It was like, yeah, it's fine.
But yeah. So.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. It was like doing A-level chemistry. For anyone who's done A-level chemistry, you get there, and in like the first couple of months, it's revealed to you by your new sixth form teacher that everything that they taught you at GCSE was just not true.
Oh, really?
They're just like, I mean, it's kind of true. Like, fundamentally, it's kind of true, but actually, like, when we told you every atom can have this amount of electrons in its outer shell or whatever, yeah, we just fucking made that up. It's actually like, it actually changes per shell, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, that was upsetting, and it was just kind of like that. It was like the version of the story you hear at first is like, Sword finds out that Snow is cheating on him with Sky, and so he fucks that lady, and then then Snow kills him, and then
good shot.
He kills Snow, and then
she kills Moon.
The lady goes for revenge. She kills Moon. Nameless kills Snow and whatever. Second version we hear is actually she would never cheat on him, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I bet what happened is that you got him as a part of your plan and then they didn't want to, and so you kill both of them. And it's like, well, actually what happened is, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is the same, it's ending the same fucking way. They both die every time, so what are we doing?
Oh, no, no, again, I get what you mean. But
yeah.
I don't necessarily see that as a negative. Do you know, like what you're saying? Yeah. In terms like it's just the same thing again, but just a bit different. I'm like, yeah it is.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like it's again, it's like by that point, by the first, well, actually, you're wrong. I'm roped into it all, so it's like nothing's like taking me out. Like me, like, you know what I mean? Like it's
I know what you mean.
The story, by that point, I'm riding the wave of the vibe. I'm riding the wave of like, oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is nice. Oh, the action's cool. I like Tony Leung. I like Maggie Cheung. Ah, this is cool. Oh, wait, what's this? A little twist in the story. Oh, nice. Okay, I guess see more of them.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get to mention this earlier, but that like deflecting the arrows scene that you were talking about.
Oh, yes.
Shit, mate.
It was all why it works, isn't it, for you? You know what I mean?
Boo and his.
Nah, but the fucking arrows, it's just the... God.
Yeah, the arrows look great, but it's like,
there's the bit where Tony Leung's stick gets blown up, so he catches an arrow instead, then snaps, and then
that's pretty good. I mean specifically the bits when they're outside. It's just like them floating about, and when they're not floating about, they're just doing this.
Yeah.
To some CGI arrows, and that's fine, is it? This is thrilling action.
Yeah, it's visuals, isn't it? It's like a nice visual thing.
Yeah. Again, the one positive is, it looks nice.
Again, I don't think in any of the action things, I don't think I can say I'm thrilled in any of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing it's nothing thrilling or like, holy shit, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's more of like a wow factor to me. Like, I'm more like, oh, wow, that looks impressive. Wow, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, are they going to survive? It's just like, wow, that's an impressive image. Or like,
but then that to me is like, that's not why I watch movies for, I guess.
Why'd you watch Avatar 2 then? Ayo!
Because it was, I don't know, because I was like, that one is different, actually. Thank you very much. That one's different. That's because I had my VFX brain on, and I was going to that to see, how has the technology developed? The answer was, it hasn't really, but actually, the script's a lot better. And I go, oh, good, that's nice then. Actually, I had a nice time.
What do you say about that?
Yeah.
But it's because all right, I want to make a comment about that, because I usually am the person who's like, give me some substance. Give me substance to this. Something pretty isn't going to be the thing forever for me. This isn't the lasting thing. But it is because I like the characters in it. I know what you mean. It's like the action. Like, I'm not looking at the action. Me saying I'm not thrilled at any of this, I'm just impressed by how it looks, still keeps me coming back. Because at least if the whole film was just, wow, this is really pretty, it would get old. There's another film that I watched. I need to rewatch it because I might have a different perception on it. But when I remember watching it for the first time, it's a film called The Assassin, from a Taiwanese filmmaker called Hao Xiaoxing, I believe his name is. But he did a film called The Assassin, which again was like, did well at festivals, and critics like, this is fucking amazing. And I watched it, and I was like, I remember watching it first, put it on visually. This is fucking incredible. This is amazing. I'm going to be on board. Again, this was during my whole kick with watching Hero. I was, it was, perfect time for me to watch this even. I was like, okay, let's fucking go. Watching it. I'm so bored because I don't know anyone or anyone's motivated. Like, it got to the point where, like I forgot the film while I was in the third act. Like, that was like, but I remember saying to my mate Will, I was like, film's boring as fuck, could tell you that. Stunning though. So just one night we just stuck it on, muted it, and put like some music on in the background while we just had it on.
Yeah.
And then me and him were like, oh, that's pretty. But it's because I didn't give a shit about it. I couldn't tell you the story. And I couldn't tell you anything about the characters. I think the story in this is easy enough to follow. And the character, and I like the acting quite a lot, and I like the character, and the characters I can follow each their motivation. So to me, like there's plenty of the film that I can follow and that I can have an interest in, that it's fine being that level, like surrounded by the visual of it all. To me, the film isn't only visuals. Is how it is.
Then, like, story-wise, at the beginning, we're told that the 6, nations are, and he wants to take over all of them, make a united place. And we're told at the beginning that that's what he's doing, and that that's a bad thing.
No, I will say this. It's a very odd, text description thing.
Well, it's like the whole thing. I just I know that Nameless wants to kill the king. I'm aware of that, but why?
It's from the It's the thing of like, yes, he wants to unite the nation of it all. He's doing it through like a war base, though. Is that what it is? And Zhao is the nation that's against the king, and he's from Zhao. So it's very much so like it's very much
But then,
so,
like,
his people have been the most affected by it type of thing.
Yeah. And then at the end, it's, I'm going to let you unite, but...
Because in the long run, it would be better. Because war will actually end at that point.
Right. So it starts off saying, war bad, this is bad, and this guy's here to stop the king from doing that war. And then at the end, he goes, war's bad, but it's fine, I guess.
I guess so.
Because it'll work out.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, cool. Sick.
Yeah. Again, it's not complicated. It's
Great.
It's not a complicated story, nor is it anything intellectually stimulating, I will say.
Yeah.
But I think because I'm much more, as I've made it very apparent to you and anyone in this podcast, I'm much more a fan of like, give me something more personal, character based than big, grand shit.
Yeah.
Like, why do I give a fuck that the world's ending when I don't give a fuck about anyone that I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Avengers.
You're a fucking idiot. Sorry, continue.
Point.
Sorry, that just slipped out.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I'll slip another Justice League.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Yeah,
I'll have that.
You know, or like any of these big blockbuster films, like the world is gonna be destroyed. It's like, well, all you are boring, so why do I care? End this world, blow us up. What? Fuck you.
Fine. Yeah.
Optimus. Do I give a shit?
Yeah,
No.
Optimus. I went to see that, by the way.
Why? Is it out?
Yeah, I don't know why I must not have mentioned that on the podcast. I went to see that alone.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you see my letterbox review of that? We'll do it in the intermission. But
the answer is no. So we'll.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think yes, the film. Again, if we're comparing House of Flying Daggers and Hero, House of Flying Daggers is a lot more smaller. It's a lot more like character. The whole motivation is more just people's feelings and their things and all that.
Yeah.
Whereas the whole motivation and the world behind Hero is more of like the land of China, this big. But I think what always keeps me interested in it is like it's from the perspective and motivation of individuals.
Yeah.
Like Nameless is doing. The reason for it is how he has been personally affected. The reason that Snow and Sword are doing it are because of their own personal reasons for it. And even the king has his own personal reasons for it. Of like, you know, it's not like, oh, well, because the world and and I think like that's what gets me is like, yes, it's very visually impressive, and that gets me all like, wow. But if it was only just, look how big everything is, like, right, but fucking anything else.
But what are we doing? Yeah.
But it's the fact that we do have the shit like with Snow and Sword. And we had those little moments of Nameless being like, yeah, fuck your king. Yeah, fuck you and all that. And even like the king has dimensions to him, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is with it. Again, one thing I've realized, I do think it's like if you vibe with this specific vibe, you're gonna be all for it, really. But if you don't fuck with it, it's a bit of a hard sell.
Yeah.
If it's not any, and which the last thing I was gonna ask you, because this is just a thing that popped in my head, but it would have derailed us. And it's more of an intro. It's more of like, I'm interested in your answer and response to this. You don't necessarily you don't really fuck with just this vibe generally.
Yeah.
Why are you a fan of The Last Airbender in comparison to like, and not necessarily like this doesn't click
because
as much?
Because The Last Airbender is exciting and charming and funnily written, and the characters are endearing, and I care about them, and I want to see what they're doing, and you know.
Understood. Yeah, no.
It's because it's a completely different vibe.
Right. No, I can understand that to an extent. my thing was, because obviously Last Airbender is my favorite show.
Yeah.
I think what helps with my love for that show is the vibe and setting is this type of shit. But then also within this vibe and setting, which also just naturally gets me interested, is the characters and is like the...
But then also it's like, it's animated. So
you can get away with the more like...
You can get away with a bit more whimsy and stuff because it's an animated film. Well, not a film, but it's an animated medium, and there's fucking big flying bison. And
do you think
it's actually a mystical, magical world?
What I was going to ask is, do you think that if Hero actually had an established fantasy about it,
then I'd be fine with it.
Like if it's,
I'd be more accepting of floating people if it was like, well,
wind powers.
Yeah, if it was like this takes place in a mystical world and not just ancient China.
It's like when did we
with a mystical visual twist to it?
Yeah, when did we evolve to stop being able to float about? Right. That's a shame. Feels like it would have been useful.
You're thinking about it from a very logistical standpoint.
Well, it's just historically, why would I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a strange one for me.
But that was just my curiosity because I just know from my point of view, Last Airbender. To me, I'm not sure how much I would have loved Last Airbender if it was, say, we take exactly everything about it, but the setting is space. Do you know what I mean? To me personally, I don't know how much I would fuck with that.
Yeah,
but that's Hero. So, Robbie, before we wrap up talking about Hero. Yeah. What would your rating of it be? We'll go on a star system basis.
Okay. Well, I did it on Letterboxd earlier.
I haven't seen your rating on. So
it was 2.5.
Oh shit, that's a low one.
But I think I'm gonna knock it to 2.
Fucking hell.
Well, because the way I always think of a star system is it's like double it, and that's what you would give it out of 10.
So you give us 4 out of 10?
Yeah, so if it was like 2.5 initially, that's 5 out of 10. I was like, it's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. So anything above 5 is obviously good. Anything below 5 is, you didn't like it so much. 5 is slap bang in the middle. There's equal things that I liked and disliked.
Yeah.
But now that I'm talking about it more, I'm like, gonna knock that down to a 4.
So your official...
My official intermission rating is 2 stars.
All right. Well, this is enough to be a picture 5-star for me personally.
Brilliant.
There it is. Again, it's a film for me where like I can see your negative points, but I can't agree with them. That with it or with it? And again, any film that has, I'll revert back to talking about that lake fight. That is just a special moment in film for me. Okay. And any film that can give me a moment like that is something special, and I can't give it anything lower than a 5 for me personally. So but that's that. At the end of this, at the end of the episode, you know what? At the end of the intermission section bit, we'll go through the other films and see.
Okay.
And go. Not the whole, not all 50.
Not all 50, season. But like
this
season. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we can see where we're at with it in that regard. And then like next week I'll pull up an average. I'll tell you the average of it. But I think that would just be, in my head, I think they would just be fun just to see like almost like an ongoing database of like
what did we like?
What us as the intermission say are the rankings of the films that we and I feel like we're going to get a lot of like shit like that. We're like 2 and I'm like 5 or like, so it'll be interesting. But yes, so to signify the exiting of the conversation of the film, I'll bring Chad Kroger back.
Hello, Chad.
And now I nearly started singing a Creed lyric, and then he went, "Hello, my friend, we meet again."
Hello, my Chad.
Have you heard? Well, you probably haven't, but Lewis just messaged me being like, Oscar, apparently Creed might be having a reunion. I'm like, you can't fucking like tease that to me.
Yeah, you can't promise that and then not give me it.
Mister, have you heard that there's going to be more Silent Hill information? Oh, Oscar, there's a PlayStation showcase. There's probably going to be Silent Hill information. I go there, and all I get is Final Fantasy.
Jesus Christ. You're right, mate.
Or all I get is Spider-Man 2. Or all I get is Resident Evil. I get it. These are good games as well. But Lewis, stop going to me. Oh, well, there might be.
Stop telling me. Stop telling me this if it's not going to be there. All right.
Bastard. Right. Yeah. Right. So what were things that were going to be said? What do you have to say
about this movie?
No, about the intermission. No, about Hero.
I was gonna say. I've got a few bits in intermission today actually.
Go on.
So, a couple of movies I've seen. We don't need one of them. We don't need to talk in length about because we personally, outside of the show, have talked in length about it.
And I don't have loads to say about it in general. So.
No, I called you at what time did I call you? It was like fucking 11 p.m. Right? It was late. It was like
right.
It was the middle.
I want to say this from my
middle
point
of the goddamn night.
I want to say this from my point of view. I just got back home from a walk. And nice little walk. I'm making myself a snack, making myself a little crisp sandwich. And I get a message being like, I can't. From Robbie to the group chat with me, him, and Reese said, I can't get to sleep. And then he calls us, and then I go, what? And I go, mate, it's so bad. I can't get it out of my head. I was on the phone with Julia. Julia had to hang up because she had to go to bed, but I can't sleep. So, so let's talk about this then.
We'll do this one first and get out of the way. We've both seen Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
We have.
If you can remember back to the top 10 of last year video, where I claimed this to be my most anticipated movie of the year.
I said that I'm not necessarily hyped for it, but I can imagine this being the Top Gun Maverick of the year, where we're all like surprised how good it is.
Yeah,
it's not,
and it's just fuck, man. I don't want to talk about it too much because it really did it really ruined my week. Like I literally, it put me in it did give me a mini depressive episode for 4 days.
What I will say is you messaged me. You messaged being I haven't had post movie depression like that ever.
Mate, I was so off my vibe for the rest of the week.
I sent a screenshot of that to Lewis. I went, boy's experiencing what I did with BVS.
Mate, honestly, because it was Julia was at one point at the weekend was like, "You all right? You seem a bit out of it," and I'm like, I don't know.
Fucked my week.
It was straight away, and I'll do a couple of spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers and you haven't seen it yet, fine, right? So I'm sat in the cinema. I'm I'm fucking excited because it's the things have come up a couple of times where about Indiana Jones and whatever, and I'm for those that don't know, Indiana Jones is up there for me as a franchise of I love these and this is why I love movies. It's so up there for me. As a kid, I probably loved Indiana Jones more than I loved Star Wars. It is up there for me. It was one of the first things that I really fell in love with. And fuck, man, I was so excited for this because I love James Mangold.
Yeah,
I like his film.
He has his hits and misses.
I've not had a miss with him yet that I've seen.
Night and Day.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I turned it off.
I was so ready for this. So I'm sat there in the cinema, watching, waiting, ready for some new iconic action sequences, some new moments where the music just fucking hits me in my gooch, right? I'm ready for some visceral storytelling. And of course, the first thing I'm waiting for is the iconic image that every Indiana Jones movie starts with. It's the Paramount logo, and it fades into a mountain. It is in every single Indiana Jones movie. Even Crystal Skull, where the Paramount logo fades into a molehill, and a little fucking gopher comes out, and then the car comes past. Right? It's happened in every single one. So I'm sat there, I'm like, here we fucking go, and that's going to get me so in the mood for Indiana Jones. That's going to just propel me, and I'm going to be like, yeah, here we go. Disney logo comes up. Felt really weird. I don't know why, but that logo makes me feel icky in front of a live action film. It don't feel right because it's all mystical and a weird CG castle and whatever.
Then the Paramount logo comes up and I'm like, here we fucking go. Let's do this. Indiana Jones time, baby.
Fade to black. Fade up Lucasfilm logo. Fade to black. Fade up movie. And I was like, what?
And the first shot isn't even something mountain shaped or a mountain.
It's just a fucking door.
And I was like,
instantly, my vibe was off. I was sat there like, my chakras have been fucking cadoodled.
My point, I was going to say, right, that doesn't fucking really matter to me. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm thinking to myself, what if like a Halloween film just didn't start with a pumpkin shot?
Exactly.
And then to me, I'm like, oh, that'll feel weird.
You would instantly be like, something's not wrong. Something's not right here.
Yeah. Like, there's things like that where like I need that toot with like the pumpkin, and we're slowly going into the pumpkin.
Yes.
That to me, it's like it's a Halloween film. Even the shittest ones do that. You know what I mean? Even the bad ones do that. So just do that. If a film just did it, I can't remember if Halloween Ends did it. We'll say it didn't, because fuck that film. But like, I can agree with you in that. It's the little things.
Yeah, it's the little things. I mean, at least when then the opening credits, the font was the Indiana Jones font, so that's fine, I guess.
It wasn't just.
It wasn't just like it was. Yeah, it wasn't something like it wasn't just like fucking Times New Roman. It was the actual regular font that the Indiana Jones films have, which is fine. The whole opening sequence, I've seen a lot of people that are fans of the original saying, but at least the opening sequence was good.
As in, like the first
portion with him de-aged Harrison Ford as Indy as he was back in the original trilogy, and I disagree. I really didn't vibe with it. There's points where James Mangold is trying to emulate Spielberg, especially for that first portion. When it then cuts to present day of the movie, he's not trying at all to be like Spielberg. From 1969, from when it cuts to 1969, he's not very good. He's not trying to be Spielberg at all. It's doing its own thing.
Yeah.
But the first like 20 minutes when it's this is really trying to be Spielberg, as sometimes it feels good and sometimes it's like this isn't right. It's the de-aging looks shit. It looks really shit.
As I said to you, I don't think it actually I think that the actual de-aging is it's good.
Yeah.
But it's in motion, which is I can see it. I can see it's the movement.
I know what they're trying to do by setting the scene at night, because they're trying to go, okay, we're going to control the lighting. It's going to be dark, so that'll kind of mask some of the shoddy effects. And there's going to be like 4 or 5 fucking separate moments where a torch is shone directly on his face.
Yeah.
Because that's directional lighting and we can control that. But fuck, man, because it's so dark, and what I will say about the cinematography in this movie is that any time that it's set in a dark place or there's a scene set at nighttime, you cannot see a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't see anything. It could have been the screening that I saw, but I could not make out anything. And sometimes the action sequences when it's at night, you're lost.
Yeah.
So this will be. I'll kind of wrap up here because I don't want to go on too long about this. But the next moment that was like the big, oh man, this is not going to be good, is it? Was the first time they play the theme,
right?
The classic Indiana Jones theme, which has never failed to put a smile on my face until this movie came out.
No.
Even in Crystal Skull, when they play the music, it fucking hits. And in this, he's in a car, and then he's fighting some Nazis in a car, and then he jumps from the car into a sidecar of a motorbike, and then he beats up the guy riding the motorbike, and he gets on the motorbike, and then he rides up to a train, and then he gets on top of the train, then he's running across the train. And that whole sequence is in the dark. You can't see anything. You can't see his face. When he gets up, when he's in the motorbike and it's coming up to the train carriage, we pull back to a ginormous wide shot
like a ginormous crane wide shot where you can't make out any distinguishing features. That could be literally anybody running across the top of that train, and that's when they play the music.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not a big hero moment because I didn't see half the shit that he just did. And then like 2 minutes later, there's a shot where he changes out of his Nazi disguise and puts on the shirt, the leather jacket, the hat. He's got the whip in his hands and he turns around into the light or whatever. And then they don't play the music. But that's the moment, surely, where you do a little da, 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 da. Even if it's not the proper music, if it's just the little sting, and then we do it when he's properly fighting Le Chiffre on top of the train or whatever. Also, Mads Mikkelsen in that sequence gets clocked in the face by a sign so fucking hard.
Yeah, he does.
That he should have exploded. And then when we see him in 1969, there's not a scar, there's not anything. He's just fine.
He's just Mads Mikkelsen.
He was on a train going probably about 80 miles an hour and got hit directly in the face with a metal sign.
Yeah.
And they do time travel at the end, and that was shite. So, you know.
I don't have an issue with that because I see legit ghosts in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's fine. Like the time travel doesn't bother me too much.
I see an actual knight at the end of Last Crusade.
That's the thing. That was the one for me that it felt the most like, because I was kind of like, well, him meeting Archimedes at the end felt very meeting the Knight of the Templar at the end of Last Crusade. So that's fine.
Aliens feels weird to me because that's like sci-fi.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's like, what the fuck are you doing
they
here?
did the time travel in such a, and I think it fits the character quite nicely, especially when he's like at the end of his career, he finally gets to see all the stuff that he's been trying to protect all this time, and that's really nice. But the decision that he makes out of nowhere to be like, I'm gonna stay here.
No, that's weird.
It's like, are you? Okay, why? And then before we can get into that interesting question of why he would want to stay there, Phoebe Waller-Bridge just knocks him out. And he wakes up back in his flat, and the conflict is just over, and there was no discussion about it. She just knocks him out, and that's very, very satisfying for the conclusion of the arc of one of my favourite characters in film history, isn't it? So that's good. Anyway, what a crock of shit.
And I didn't care enough about it to like or dislike it, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I'm gonna stop now because I don't want to go into another slump for the rest of the week.
So what else? What else have you got?
Saw Transformers. It's all right. It's pretty good.
Is this the thing Stephen Cable Jr. should have been doing after doing Creed 2?
Yeah, he did do it.
No, that's what I mean.
Is this what he should have been doing?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's what he should have been doing, but he did it.
I mean, he did do it.
I'm guessing. Do you care about spoilers for this?
Absolutely.
So I want to. So what? I'll read out my Letterboxd review.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen this. Yeah.
Just to raise your suspicions at first, and it's just so you kind of go like, what, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So this was my Letterboxd review it's 3 stars, and this is my real time experience of watching this movie. Yeah, I mean it's better than the Bay ones, sure. And then I'm thinking 2.5 stars, 5 out of 10, not bad, not amazing. And then all caps. What? Take half star more? What the fuck? So as it was going, I was thinking, it's all right. You know, it's fun. Anthony Ramos is having a good time. Pete Davidson is like weirdly good in it. It's a fun family blockbuster. We're doing some Transformers. They're doing a little fetch quest.
Cool.
This is whatever. The Maximals could have been in it a bit more, for my liking, but that's fine. Optimus Primal, the big gorilla. Mm-hmm. Those guys, they could have been in it a bit more. They do a fake out death with Bumblebee, which was weird because it's a prequel, and I know he's not dead. That's a really weird choice. And then the ending was fucking off the wall. Are you ready for this?
Right. Okay.
Buckle in, baby. So the beginning of the movie, Anthony Ramos is the new Shia LaBeouf in this.
Cool.
And he's struggling, and he wants to pay
because his brother's ill and he wants to like, help with his hospital fees and whatever.
And he's trying to get a job, and then he gets wrapped up in the Transformers adventure or whatever. He then, at the end of the movie, gets called in for an interview for a job, and you're like, yes, this is great. He's going to get the money he needs to pay his brother's hospital bills. And he gets there, and the guy that's interviewing him is a regular interview at first, and then he's like, hey, what do you know about the Transformers?
Okay.
It's like, and he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I know that you've worked with the Transformers, mate. He's like, what? And he's like, yeah, well, we could use a guy like you. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, yeah, here's my card. Right? He takes the card. It's the regular fucking name on it. Like, Max fucking whatever. And then Anthony Ramos flips it over. flips over the business card. G.I. Joe logo, baby. Then the wall behind him opens up to reveal an empty warehouse. Just a ginormous warehouse with nothing in it, except there's a little motorbike from like the G.I. Joe toys in one corner somewhere.
Right, okay.
And there's fucking nobody in there or whatever. So, they're doing a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover.
Channing Tatum, he's coming back,
He's back. It was just one of the moments where I was I was so ready for the movie to wrap up and be like, oh yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was fine. I had a fun enough time. And then it was like, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened?
Okay.
So that was pretty crazy. How many things do you have to talk about for the intermission? I've got one more thing that I want to talk about.
I don't really have anything.
Oh shit! Okay.
I still haven't seen anything. I said, I haven't had a chance to see Mission Impossible yet.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a chance to see Insidious 5 yet. And those are the two things that I would have been seeing.
They're the big things. So, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. For me, yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? The last thing I wanted to talk about because I got a little sneak peek, obviously, in the group chat.
Oh right, yes.
There's been.
Okay.
So there's a specific point I want to make about this.
Yeah, go on.
So, okay. In the late hours of yesterday evening, it was really late. It was like fucking 11 p.m. I was just about to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden, a Hollywood Reporter breaks a fucking news story that in the Superman Legacy film, the upcoming Superman movie that I'm very excited about, written and directed by James Gunn, with David Corran Sweat as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, has now cast 3 more characters, being Hawk Girl, who I don't know too much about Hawk Girl, really. I remember from the Justice League cartoons. Apart from that, I can't really tell you much. Sorry, listeners, if you wanted to get the lowdown on what's happening with those characters. I'm not sure. She's got a big mace. I remember that. I remember she beats people up with a big mace. And she's got wings, as you would imagine a Hawk Girl would. There's Mr. Terrific. And also she's been played by the girl that played Dora in the live-action Dora movie.
Oh, is that who it is? Right, okay.
That's who that is. She was also Rey in Transformers 5. Do you remember in the last Bay one, they did like a character that was basically just Rey from Star Wars? And she had her own little BB-8. And they were like, this one...
Was that the last night?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not going to jailbait this one because she's actually 14. So she's she's playing Hawk Girl. Got Mr. Terrific, who's being played by a guy that I can't remember the name of, but played the mutant that can't die, who they killed in X-Men First Class.
I still can't remember that.
You don't remember that? He's like, I adapt to survive, man. I can literally survive anything or whatever. And he like shoves his head in a tank of water and he grows gills. And all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
That fucking guy. In the comics, there was a point where he got into a fight with the Hulk. And the Hulk went to punch him and he was like, well, I'm not going to survive this. And then his body adapted to have the power of teleportation and he just fucking zipped out of it.
Okay.
So that guy's great. And he like, his whole deal is that he can't die. And then in X-Men First Class, Kevin Bacon came and put like a fireball down his neck or something. And he just kind of was like, and exploded. No, that's not how Darwin works. Thank you very much. Absolutely nobody's favorite character, Darwin. So who cares? I guess.
Yeah, I was
but
saying, what
anyway, that guy is playing Mr. Terrific, who is fucking sweet. Mr. Terrific's whole deal is if he puts himself to learning something, he's gonna be the fucking best at that thing. He's great at everything. That's like his whole deal. He's terrific at most things. So he's like a fucking expert detective. He's great. And if you would like a reading recommendation for Mr. Terrific and getting into that character, he was really good in a comic called Strange Adventures by Tom King, my favorite writer of comic books. It's very good.
He
did Mr. Miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really good, and it's a very good showcase for the Mr. Terrific character. So that's exciting. And Nathan Fillion was cast as Guy Gardner Green Lantern, which is very confusing to me, but that's fine. I mean, because they announced they were doing a Green Lantern TV show, and then they said in that it's going to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, who are the main two Green Lanterns.
Yeah. And then in this movie, they're like, we're going to have a Green Lantern, and it's Guy Gardner, and I'm like, okay, but that's strange. He was when fucking Jesus comic law, when the ship that had the Green Lantern ring was coming to Earth, it had two options. It could go to it came up with two options of who can be Green Lantern. It had Hal Jordan, it had Guy Gardner. Hal Jordan just happened to be closer to where the ship was crashing, and so was given the ring. But Guy Gardner, by all accounts, according to all calculations, would have been the better choice. And then he becomes like a backup Green Lantern, and then becomes Green Lantern in his own right. And he's just kind of a piece of shit. That's the whole kind of deal of Guy Gardner. He's kind of like, what if Green Lantern, but he was actually just a kind of a dick.
Okay.
He gets these powers, but he's kind of a bad dude. But you know, like he's got a heart of gold, I guess. But he also, you know, he probably would have voted Trump if he could have done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If he was real.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that kind of a dude? So Nathan Fillion playing that is going to be fun, I guess.
You know, I like Nathan Fillion, so
That's good. And then today, suddenly, out of nowhere again,
Anthony, what's his fucking name? Anthony Corrigan, who people may know as being
NoHo Hank in Barry, or he was also in something else. He was in fucking Gotham. Do you remember the Gotham TV show?
Yeah, I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, he played Zaz in that
What?
show.
Okay, right.
He's been cast as Metamorpho, who again I don't know too much about.
But he can just turn into anything. That's his whole deal. He can turn into anything, and he looks fun. And he's a weird zombie man, so that's good fun. I'm more excited about that because I love Anthony Corrigan. He's great. Again, if you haven't watched Barry, please watch Barry. He's so good in it. He's fucking excellent. My question about this is, what are all these people doing in a Superman movie?
This is my thing. This is ringing alarm bells for me in the same way BVS rang alarm bells for me. I remember it was like where they first announced BVS in Comic-Con 2013, and like, we've got Superman.
Yeah.
And Batman. We got Batman v Superman films. Like, oh my God. Lex Luthor's going to be there. Yeah, that's fine. Wonder Woman's going to be there. Wait, hang on.
Okay, wait, hang on a second.
And then we've also got Aquaman and The Flash. I'm like, hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Why?
Something's going on here.
I thought it was just going to be Batman versus Superman. So to me, I'm saying, like, okay, we're going to do a new Superman film. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Superman's
Cool.
going to be in it. Yep, I would think that. Lois Lane, nice. Okay, now give me a Lex Luthor. Here's all these other superhero characters that you don't know, Oscar. So,
Yeah.
What? What the fuck is it? Why? Why do I need all of these? So now I'm like, oh. And then instantly I'm thinking to myself, oh, this isn't for me. I'm not the audience for this, which means I think a lot of people aren't going to be the audience for this. If this plays to so niche, this is my worry, Robbie. This is going to be to such a niche type of comic book fan.
These aren't niche characters.
I don't know fucking Hawk Girl. I don't know Metamorpho,
Yeah, because you're a fucking
whoever.
Batman fan. That's why.
But I know Green Lantern, Robbie. I know Green Lantern.
Well, Green Lantern's in this.
That's why but like, who's the other one? Mr. Incredible or whatever his name is.
Mr. Terrific, he's great.
Terrific. Right. I don't know him.
He's great.
Right.
He's a great character. Nobody fucking knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, he? Nobody fucking knew who Iron Man was.
No.
Before 2008.
No. But they didn't just shove Guardians of the Galaxy in an Iron Man film while also trying to throw Thor. And while we're at it, here's fucking Hawkeye. You know what I mean? It's like we just had Iron Man and we had an Iron Man thing doing Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then I'm not opposed to seeing a hot girl in something. But why do I need it in a Superman film
then,
that's establishing a cinematic universe? Just let's start off nice, fine, and let's just do that.
Well, what I can say is, Guardians of the Galaxy could have done a Star-Lord film. Could have done a Drax film.
No, I know what you're saying, but...
It's fine. I think it's fine.
Okay,
What another thing that kind of won me over, what James Gunn said, I trust him, right? It said, I've never used one movie to set up another movie, which is true. His Guardians movies are very...
No, he hasn't. No, they're all very
separate.
individual.
It's just like, they're just movies.
No, they are. And that's what I like the Guardians films for that reason. Like, they are...
Yeah, they're just a good movie. What he said was, I've never used one movie to set up another movie. These characters are there because they helped tell Superman's story better, not so we can set up separate projects in the franchise. Superman and Lois are the very clear protagonists, which I'm like, yeah, cool. What I've seen, now the rumor online about the story of this is supposedly that, there's some issue going on, some villainous plot or whatever, probably involving a fucking Lex Luthor, I would imagine, is happening, and Superman wants to deal with it in a very particular Superman-y way. And there's this other group of superheroes that are like, we don't want to do it like that, we're going to do it like this because your way is old-fashioned and shit. And Superman then is going rogue, and it's about him proving the values of truth, justice, and whatever, and all that kind of stuff, and trying to go his own way and try and prove to a world that thinks being nice is old-fashioned, that you can fucking do it. And that sounds great to me. Because it's about him. Those characters are there because they want to do their own way of dealing with the problem. And it's just there to emphasize what Superman's way of dealing with it is. And that sounds fucking great. So maybe don't knock it till you goddamn try it.
Right? I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. I'll wait. I don't like looking up shit about films anyway. So I'm a little bit annoyed you've been sending Deadpool 3 things. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, yeah, Hugh Jackman was in it, so
I didn't know they were fine in front of a Fox thing, did I?
Yeah, who fucking cares? It's fine.
It's like I don't like looking up the little leaks. I would have liked to see the yellow suit in another way. In an actual way that they would have wanted it to be seen.
You'd have seen it before that was the officially released photo. What I sent in the group chat was what Marvel put out.
All right, well.
Which, by the way, Marvel, weird fucking way to reveal it. You're not gonna do like
a photo.
You're not gonna do an official like photo shoot whilst you've got them both there. Why are we getting like a fucking zoomed in with a fucking telephoto lens? Yeah, it got released by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in like fucking terrible quality, and then like 4 hours later, Marvel re-uploaded it in 4K. It's like, what are we doing? What is this?
Either way.
Anyway.
All I'm saying is, I'm not necessarily excited for Superman Legacy anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly not looking forward to it, but I'm also not looking forward to it, if you know what I mean. It's not on my most anticipated, is what I'll say. But
it very much is on mine.
But at the minute, it just rang some alarm bells that were very BVS to me.
Okay.
And I was also looking forward to BVS, but those are things where I'm like, why is Wonder Woman here?
Yeah.
And then so I'm just like, I don't want it to be like a thing. It's like, why is Green Lantern here? Like that's the thing in my mind. Like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What's he doing here? But
Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see what they add to the story.
I'm not saying I'm not writing it off. I'm just saying.
My final point about it will be, again, as I'm saying, this movie
and the DC universe as a whole was only announced this year.
Yes.
Hasn't even been a year since this movie was announced. We've already got casting for Superman and Lois, and also side characters, etc., like Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Metamorpho, Guy Gardner. You know, we're definitely gonna probably have Lex Luthor by the end of the week, I would have thought.
That'd be
locked
nice.
in. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Fantastic Four was announced in 2019, and we
had a pandemic.
I don't care. We still
No. That's what I'm saying. We've had a pandemic.
Oh yeah, no, we've had a pandemic, and we still don't have a single member of the cast of the Fantastic Four movie, which is supposedly coming out in 2 years. Allegedly coming out in less than 2 years. What the fuck are we doing, Marvel? The cast that was supposedly happening.
That
was supposedly locked in. The Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, David Diggs.
Yes.
That cast has gone away now.
Yeah.
Because Marvel, supposedly, what the word on the street is, Marvel want big names for this movie, for Fantastic Four. They want big names for it to be a fucking tentpole movie. And yet, they're also realizing now that
they can't afford them.
They can't afford 4 big names.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can't do that much of the budget of the movie just paying for the 4 leads.
Yeah.
Because there's also the rest of the cast and the movie to make. And so Adam Driver and obviously your big ones like Adam Driver and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And obviously Paul Mescal's coming off the back of his stuff.
An Oscar nominee. He's doing Gladiator 2.
Yeah. Apparently they're asking for more money.
Yeah, they would do.
And Marvel's gone, because Marvel's tried to pay them less because they're like, we can't afford this. And they've gone, well, we want this much. And they've gone, well, we can't do it. And so talks with all of them have fallen through, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
But why do you need big names? Just make a good fucking movie and people will go see it.
That's what I mean.
What are you doing? Fuck me. They are in the fucking bin. Also, I've stopped watching Secret Invasion.
Good update.
I'm waiting for 2 weeks until it's all out, and then I'll watch it all, and I'll say, yeah, it was all right, or I'll go, yes, I forgot. I forgot it was out.
Is that your thing, is it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
I'm still watching Vinland Saga, nearly at the end of season 1. Enjoying
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's class so far.
Very good.
It's a TV show that I do enjoy watching.
Nice.
And yeah, got nothing else to really say about it. Just really good fucking show. Again, as I said, haven't watched anything. What was I doing last weekend to watch? Oh, that's right. I had every plan in my head to binge the Insidious films. Again, I've seen them all, but I just wanted to watch them all again on the Thursday and then go and watch the 5th one on the Friday. I had every intention of doing that. And then on Saturday, what was my Saturday? What was I doing last Saturday? Hang on.
Oh God.
Oh, I had a shift, so I was like, so I was working that day. It's like do that, and then on the 9th, I can then just start watching Mission Impossibles.
Hell yeah.
Was my thought. I can go around to Lewis's and we could all have a social either on Sunday or whatnot. And I thought, do that. Okay. But then Lewis, I said, should we all have a social on the weekend? Lewis went, how about Friday evening? I went, that's fucked my shit up. So then I was like, I can move it to another day. But I can't remember why I couldn't do Sunday. There was a reason. Either way. But then, so it's like thrown off everything in the sense like, so I still haven't watched the Mission Impossibles yet.
Yeah.
To watch that. I still haven't watched the Insidiouses yet. So it's like, I'm like, right, so I'll catch up. And then my plan is to like watch, like after I've done editing this episode tomorrow, I'll then just stick on Mission Impossibles and go from there. Yeah. And then go on, I don't know, one of the days that I can go. Because I can't do this week. No, that was the plan was to go Friday. My plan was to go Friday because, again, I'm at the restaurant on Saturday. I'm filming in Newcastle from the morning until from like I think 8 till 6.
Jesus.
And then I'm at the gig at Lewis with in Newcastle as well. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, the weekend I can't do it. So I'm like, I should God hope that Insidious is still out.
Yeah, fucking hell.
By next week. It's not in view already, and it isn't. So I have to like drive to Teesside for that.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, so that's
what time to be alive.
Yeah. So to save me talking about shit that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
How about we catch up on this season of ratings, Robbie?
Oh yeah, go on then.
We'll do that. Since we also don't have a title to tell, do we do a negative letterbox reviews, Robbie?
Nah, fuck it.
There we go. I'm going to say we're going to kill it off.
No, we're not going to kill it off.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see.
The option's still there.
We'll do it for the trilogy. Should we save? We'll see how we feel. But at the end of the season, I'm leaning more so we might have a compromise. We might not kill it off.
Okay.
But we might do a thing where, like, we'll just see. Like, if it comes to a film and we go, hey, you know what? Let's get Letterboxd up and see what they have to say about this.
Yeah.
If we're that interested.
That's a good idea.
But yeah. So, for this season, you know what, next week, I'll do a thing next week where we'll go through the rest of the episodes that we've all done.
Oh, hell yeah.
Throughout this. Obviously, every episode from now on will be the rating in the moment of the discussion. Obviously, with all these other ones, we're talking about hindsight in terms of what we felt.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But I just think like it'll be fun just to have like, I'm a stats guy, and I think, you know what, how about we start doing these and just seeing what we think anyway. So, Robbie.
Yes.
The first episode of this season.
Yes.
Was, can you remember?
Was it The Big Boss?
It was The Shawshank Redemption was the first episode of this season.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
So what would you say is the Robbie rating?
Are we doing it stars?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. 4.5 stars, mate.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
It's a 5 for me.
Okay.
More so from an objective point of view, in the sense of like, I think I said about it in the Shawshank episode. I was like, it was always 4.5 for me, but it got to like the third time watching it. I was like, no, you know what? I can't really pick any negatives of this, really.
Yeah.
There you go. The Big Boss was episode 2.
3 stars.
I think I would give that like a 3.5.
Okay.
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm surprised you gave it 3.
Why?
Oh no, because I thought you just did not like that film.
I didn't actively like think this is awful.
Okay, right.
But it's like, you know, it's not bad. It's not comme ci comme ça. It's only just in good.
Yeah, I think that to me there's enough enjoyment in that with the goofiness.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine enough.
Yeah. The next one after that, Robbie, was The General.
1.
Oh really? Oh shit.
1 star.
Absolutely.
That's a 4-star film for me. It's
Jesus.
Because again, go back, watch the episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a 4-star film for me. I like that. There's enough in that. Again, to me, my little like a 4.5 and a 5 are the films I love. Those are the films I love. 4 is like, that's a really good film, but I can't quite say I love it. That's where The General is for me. Once we get to like the 3.5, that's like, I enjoy these films, or like maybe a 3 stars. Like, I liked it fine.
Yeah.
To me, a 2.5 is negative. That's like 2.5 below is a negative rating to me. Modern Times.
3.5.
Okay.
It's good.
To me, that's an Oscar W. Fisher 5-star.
Okay.
That's a film that I like. You know, it's Chaplin at like quite his best.
Yeah.
It's the perfect in between. This is a fun one. The Red Shoes.
Can I give it none? Is that allowed?
The lowest you can give it is a 0.5, Robbie.
Well then, yes.
That.
Half a star.
Yes. Half a star.
Well, you take that, Robbie, what you just did there.
Yeah.
And you add 4 stars to that. That's me from it. It's
no.
a 4.5.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It used to be 5 stars. It used to be an Oscar W. Fisher 5-star film for me. But again, go watch that episode. to see all that.
Jesus.
I think I lowered it down like 4.5 because it's not quite there. Oh, actually, I don't know. I'll keep it at 4.5, although I still think my soul says 5, but I'll say 4.5.
Okay.
Right. The Apartment.
4 stars.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
Good movie. Liked it.
4 stars. Interesting. Okay. That's an Oscar Double Feature 5-star film.
Yeah, it's good. I like that one.
Again, that's top 10.
That a lot.
That's top 10 favorites for me. That's like a
that's a banger movie.
Yeah. Throne of Blood.
Whoa, 1.5.
What? That's low. That's like bad.
What? 1.5 stars.
Jesus.
I stand by every decision I've ever made.
Well, to me that's a 3.5-star film.
Okay.
Again, that's like a film like it's good. There's a lot in it good, but there's weaknesses in it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you know what I'm gonna do right now? Actually, I'm gonna like tally them up right now and just see.
Okay.
And just see where we've got now. So, first one we had Shawshank Redemption. That's a 5 plus a 4.5. Hang on, that's not right. 5 plus 4.5 divided by that. Okay, that's a 4 3/4. There we go there. The Big Boss, which I think surprisingly higher than I thought it would have been.
Yeah.
For both of us. For you especially, that's like a 3 1/4.
Nice.
This is where it's going to be like the Big Boss is higher than like.
On average, it's higher than everything.
Yeah, it's just.
On average, it's the best movie we've ever seen.
I think that there's going to be a certain point where we're going to get a film like that. Where just by average, we're like, wait, hang on, how? It's like, because I gave it really high and then you gave it so low.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, an example will be probably the Red Shoes. I'll be interested in that.
Fuck yeah.
All these fun stats. Like, for example, the General's a 2.5-star one.
Good.
Modern Times 4. That's a 4 1/4 star.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's a good one. Red Shoes. Here we go. No, you know what? I'm going to stand by what I said. And I'm going to say, to me, it's an Oscar Double Feature 5-star film.
Oh, God.
And I'll say it because you know how I described Hero?
Yeah.
How if you can just give me a pocket, like a scene, that will always be there with me. To me, that dance scene is that version of that. That like...
Which dance scene?
The Red Shoes dance.
That's not a fucking scene. You can't go... If I could take that one pocket, I'd take a third of this fucking movie. I'd take this huge fucking portion and just say it's one scene.
That's not the film, though, is it? That's like that is
the whole fucking movie.
No, it
it's
isn't.
Like if I could just have one piece of the movie Bullet Train, I'd have the bit where they're fighting on a train.
No, you're not right there. I cannot stand with that.
Oh,
I cannot stand by the slander on that.
Jesus. If I could have one piece of the Dial of Destiny, it would be the bit where it was shit and made Robbie sad.
It would be the bit where Robbie had a cry because of how
I did have a little cry actually at one point in that.
Like a genuine cry or like a
not a sad cry, not oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm going to cry.
Not like please, I need to like leave for a second.
Yeah, no, it was no. I had an actual emotional reaction to something. If you can imagine that.
Which bit was it?
When he's talking about fucking Shia LaBeouf being dead.
Oh yeah. Well, I said this to you. It's like you can tell which character. You can tell that Harrison Ford actually gives a shit about. Indy.
You can tell he cares about Indiana Jones and does not care about Han Solo in the slightest.
Not one bit at all. Right.
I love that interview where someone's like, "Who shot first?" and he's like, "I don't care."
Oh yeah, he's like, oh.
And when someone handed him their Lego Millennium Falcon, and he just fucking launched at the floor.
Oh yeah.
That video is so good. Oh god.
Right, I'll give you.
I've just seen an image of the Oppenheimer poster, but they've replaced Cillian Murphy with Slimer the ghost from Ghostbusters. And it says Oppen Slimer, so that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's next week as well. The Barbenheimer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Good.
Are you doing the double bill?
No.
Ah, boring.
Not for two films that I don't care about.
Boring. It's an event of it, isn't it?
I don't not care about Barbie. All right. I'll say that. I want to see it. I'm very interested in it. I'm very interested in the cast and such.
But you're going to see Oppenheimer as well, though.
Yeah, I'm going to see Oppenheimer as well, but probably, like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll see it in cinemas. I probably will.
But that's the experience you need, bro.
I don't fucking care about his experience. I want to watch it on my fucking phone in 4:3 out of spite. Because just fuck that guy. Did you see that? Did you hear the fucking thing about today when someone was like saying, "Oh, are you going to be have you seen Barbie yet?" And he just really, really like blank face, fucking dismissive and stuff. Just goes no, and walks off.
I haven't seen the.
It's like why have you got to be such a cunt, man?
I haven't seen that clip, so I can't comment.
Jesus Christ!
But I'll always root for a good film from that man.
I won't.
He's the reason. He's the reason why I got into making films.
I'll always root for a good film, but if you're gonna be an arsehole about it, then
again, I haven't seen the clip, so I kind of.
Yeah, Jesus.
But to report to you, Robbie, what do you think of like the three? First of all, what do you think of the three bottoms of this season so far?
Three bottoms. Probably Big Boss, General, maybe Modern Times. I might have dragged that one down a bit.
No.
Oh.
I'll say now the bottom. We've got 2 3/4 is the Red Shoes.
Good.
And
deserves it.
And tied at 2.5 stars, Robbie.
Yeah.
We've got the General and Throne of Blood.
Oh, okay.
And what do you think is the top three?
Shawshank, Apartment, and did we count this?
Yeah.
It's not going to be this. But probably Big Boss.
4 1/4.
Mm.
We've got Modern Times.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
4 1/2 is The Apartment.
Yeah.
And 4 3/4 is Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, sweet.
I'll be interested. Again, we'll do it next week. We'll go through the rest of the every other film we've talked about.
God.
And that'll be fun to see like what is actually the highest rated.
A definitive ranking.
I think Shawshank might be the. Actually, I don't know. Just thinking.
It might be.
I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking of like other films in the past that we've both really like. I know Seven Samurai. We talked about. We've talked about. There's 12 Angry Men. In there.
I can't wait to go through the ones that I literally don't remember talking about
and just seeing like what you go with.
There will be films in there that I genuinely do not remember seeing.
The most I can do, I can rattle your brain and be like, I remember you said this. Does that help?
Yeah. Please do that.
And then,
Jesus Christ.
But yes. But next week.
Oh yeah.
I'll go on that and lean into the outro. Next week's film, Robbie. And this is the final film before the trilogy. So
yeah.
So don't worry. It's what I will say, you Robbie. It's not going to be a fun one.
Oh God,
it's not a fun one.
Oh dear God,
it's not long, but from my memory, it's about 2:20.
Oh my fucking God,
about 2:20, I think.
That's not too bad.
And for UK viewers, I know it's on YouTube.
Okay,
it is on YouTube for a UK audience. I'll send you the link to it. We are going to be talking about a Soviet war film, Robbie. Called
fucking hell!
Called Come and See.
Jesus.
Which at one point rose to the top of the IMDb's top 250 as the number one ranked film until Across the Spider-Verse came out and then became number one, and then Letterboxd had a bit of a weird thing, like, all right, we need to like adjust our algorithm so this doesn't happen. And then now Harakiri's the number one film on Letterboxd. Right. Come and See's number two still. I know that much, but like it's a heavy war film. It's not the fun one. But yeah, no, there you go. So that's going to be
when did it come out?
1985.
Oh yeah.
What did you expect? Did you expect me to be like 1920?
I expected older. Yeah.
No, it's 1985.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be next week's Come and See. Again, as I said, it's on YouTube for you UK peeps. For anyone not in the UK, I believe it's on the Criterion channel. Go fuck yourself. You could get it easier. No, actually, technically, we can get it easier because it's just on YouTube. But anyway, that's going to be next week's episode. Is that a relevant notification? No, it isn't. Go fuck yourself. So
is it race?
No, it was one of those like, oh, you got a notification from Tinder, and it's like, keep swiping. It's like, hey, get out, leave me,
go away,
go away. You're not
get out of here.
You're not giving anything I need. You're not giving me anything I need to hear.
Jesus,
that's this week's episode. We're approaching the end of season 5.
Oh my god. Oh my dear God.
And then after the trilogy, Robbie, it would be the Halloween special. Which
it's exciting.
If all goes to plan in terms of film releases.
Yeah.
I've got the Halloween special, but we'll see if this film's actually coming out this year because I still haven't heard anything. The Exorcist would be the Halloween special because the new one's apparently coming out, but
who knows?
I've heard nothing about it, but apparently it's coming out this October. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But anyway.
Did you see it? Sorry, you probably won't have done. This is like the last little thing before we go. See the trailer for Wonka?
Yeah. I like it fine. Again, as I'll say.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
As I'll say, I think I know what you're going to say. You like everything but Timothy Chalamet is what I think you're about to say. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember the first trailer of Paddington was weird, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this? This looks uncanny. Fucking weird." And then reviews came out, and apparently it's the best thing ever. It's like, wait, what? And then everyone watched it. I was like, it is. So I knew a reason why I made the comparison is because it's the same creative team. So I'm like, I'll just wait. I can totally imagine this being like the trailer and marketing's odd. And so wait, why? And then
I'm gonna wait and see. But as it currently stands, I think everything surrounding it looks great and whimsical and very Paddington. But Timothy Chalamet looks horrendously miscast.
I think he's doing his best Gene Wilder, is what he's doing.
But he's not very good at it. He's not very good at a wacky, zany guy, is he? From the looks of things.
I feel he could be, but he's not doing it, I will say. It's like if he was just... If he was his little oddball self from French Dispatch doing his Wonka bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? If he was
at the minute, he's kind of performing everything like Paul Atreides, but like
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, like he's just doing Timothy Chalamet, but he kind of goes like, "Ooh," at the end of things, and it's really fucking weird, and I don't like it very much.
I still hope for like a nice little charming time at Christmas with that film.
Well, I'm going for Hugh Grant, so that's fine.
I'm just going for the creative team.
A tiny little orange Hugh Grant in a box.
I mean, that's all you want, isn't it?
What more could you want, mate? If I could have a little Hugh Grant in a box that sang songs and danced, I wouldn't have seen Indiana Jones. That's for sure.
You would just spend your time with him.
Yeah, I was spending my time with him and probably had a better time.
Get yourself a cream tea.
Having a nice cream tea with my tiny little Hugh Grant. Yeah, that's the dream.
And then, and what happens behind closed doors is none of my business, Robbie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Links in the description for everything you need to know. Intermission, all that. Instagram, Letterboxd. Yeah. Apparently, Robbie's back on Letterboxd doing his thing. So
every now and again.
Whenever he pulls out, whenever he scrolls through his phone, he goes, "Oh shit, I have that app."
Whenever I haven't rate. Oh, I did rate. Right, well that's getting changed.
What?
I rated Indiana Jones 2.5 stars. That's not true. Half a star for you, Indiana Jones.
Jesus, it's not that bad.
It's really bad.
It's not even the worst indie film.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It really is,
It really
but that's
is.
fine.
It really is, but that's okay.
Okay.
So come and see us next week, and we still won't have a Telltale next week, but we'll have more stats for you. How about that? We'll do more statistics.
Hell yeah!
And until next time, everybody sign us off. Robbie.
See you, Wolf.